You hear the music?
Yes, I hear it.
Nine Festa 9.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Kinda. Welcome to the Blacklisted Gaming Podcast, everybody. Welcome in, guys. It is episode 73 of the Blacklisted Gaming Podcast, and we are doing it live, motherfuckers. I got Nelson here, and I got Alicia here as my co-host. Nelson, you're not going to be here very long, so we're going to have to try to get... You said you were leaving early.
Oh, today, yeah. Sorry, I was like, we already discussed that I'm going to be here for like multiple years.
No, I'm talking about the episode.
Yes, understood.
So, anyway... Lots to cover over this this little short period of time here, but I got a few things for you before you even leave. So first thing, we're going to actually discuss this. By the way, for those of you that are watching on the stream, because for those listeners, we are streaming this live, we are going to do a Q&A with you guys. We're going to do some chat interaction at the end of the episode. So we're not going to be interacting with chat all that much, although I do have some of my mods watching, Alicia included, the lovely Alicia. So, yeah, if I don't catch your follows or your subs or anything, currently all channel points are disabled, all sound alerts are disabled, everything is disabled. So, we are not going to be able to interact with you guys for a little bit, but you get to see how these episodes go in real time. And without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back, Nelson.
Oh, yes.
How was Thanksgiving?
It was fine. Just totally ruin your diet, you know, that's all.
I know, I just get super fucking fat all the time. So this week, oh shit, I'm in the wrong thread. All right, so this week the topics are pretty good. First, we're gonna do the Game Awards recap. So the Game Awards happened on Thursday. Okay. The Video Game Awards of 2021. We're gonna discuss the highlights of that, the new games revealed, and who won Game of the Year. Because, spoiler alert. It Takes Two won Game of the Year, and they have been under some fire by the Take-Two Interactive, the guys that own Rockstar and make Grand Theft Auto, for a trademark claim. They were trying to actually go after them, and me and Doc talked about this, how Take-Two Interactive likes to go after small company, like independent developers and small businesses for having like-sounded companies. Like, except for Rockstar Energy Drink for some reason. So, like, if someone has like, there was what the fuck was this business called? Oh, Max Fame, and it was like a fashion company, it was like some kind of, I can't remember what it was, but it was a small little company, and they got trademark claimed by Take-Two because the name of their company sounded too close to Max Payne, and It Takes Two was getting copyright claimed by Take-Two Interactive because they had the words "take" and "two" in their title, and they were like saying you can't do that because we own that.
Do they own the It's as well?
See, that's the fucking thing that doesn't
issue.
Make sense.
It would be one thing if it was like directly like, you know, the actual name of the company, like for the game title. I could be like, okay, you know, sympathetic towards that, you know. Hey, that is actually legitimately our name. You can't use that. But like, just saying that, like, oh well, it sounds similar. Like that's not how this works.
No,
that's not
it's
how
not.
Copyright works.
It's not. And the thing is that we even talked about it as basically a war of attrition. They take them to court and then they delay to keep further investigating, and then they just drain these small companies.
Yeah, they just drain their money. I mean, that's how. That works essentially.
Big game publishers being
it's not even
shitty.
Just game publishers either. It's
a lot of
anyone who's wealthy makes it out of court.
Yes.
They're like, hey, you know, I can take the money hit to just delay this over and over again.
That's why episode 72 was titled "Worst Game Publisher Competition 2021." Also,
Blizzard? No.
Okay. No. Well, Activision's owned by Blizzard, so
I mean, still, like, do we have a weekly update with them too? Like,
with Activision?
Yeah, because
of course, we can't go an episode without an Activision
a permanent,
update.
Like section of our videos here, just be like, and for your weekly Activision update, just
fuck them. I also, before you end up leaving here, I have some horrifying shit to show you. All the videos that I've been dying to show you, I found them.
All on the same
Is this
site.
like more porn?
He's so
Like-
excited.
Oh, some of it is porn, so none of you guys will be able to see it, but you will, and you will.
After that one episode where you did that to me,
corn cob?
I've been the corn cob. I've been so horrified every time he's like, "Hey, I have something to show you," even if it's not related like this. You're like, "No, look at
I've
this."
given
And it's
my
like a graph of something like about whatever topic we're talking about, and every time I'm like, just like, "Please don't be porn. Please don't."
I've
be
given
porn.
my guests PTSD every time they come here. Poor Alicia is
I'm
gonna.
terrified.
Because this is
He
her.
showed me one, and it was
It was one man, one
awful.
jar.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
jars.
no, that was hilarious when he told me about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't film it. Why didn't you film it?"
Oh, it was bad. It was
Oh, don't
gross.
worry. There's plenty in this that she's gonna see. She's never been.
No.
She's never gotten
never-
the co-host treatment that I usually give everybody.
At least you got like
Thank
a heads
God.
up, like, "Hey, this is what we're going into." He's like, "Hey, I have something to show you." It just starts off with porn, and I'm just like, "Hey, listen, like, I mean, we're cool, like, we get along really well,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna sit here and watch porn with you."
You want to watch porn and jack off together, man? No, we don't have to watch each other. We can just watch the porn.
And then it turned into something far worse.
I know. So the next topic is Ubisoft have revealed that they are now diving into the NFT thing. You heard about these NFTs?
Oh,
They're
God.
basically like
Was that,
digital
like,
images.
it's like digital property almost. Like,
Essentially, yeah. And they're all serialized and shit.
yeah,
and there's
they're-
like a
they're
limited.
They're like trademarked, and
Yes.
so whoever owns it owns that. For some things, I can understand why it'd be kind of like cool when it comes to certain things, like some kind of game designs, like not like actual like game mechanics, but like artwork. Okay, cool, right? You own the rights to this, whatever. That
Well,
some
Ubisoft's
companies
version of
make.
this was like skins for like Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Like,
And
but
the only difference was is they had a little serial number that you can't even see.
Mom.
it's so weird though, because there's a lot of that kind of stuff that's been going around, and some people are making a lot of money off this shit just because, hey, I sold an image of a dancing banana, and then, it's like $300 fucking dollars, and it's like,
I'm
well,
in the-
why though? No one sees this shit. Like, this
Well, they
doesn't-
see it. It's just one of those things where it's like, how do you stop people from copying this?
Right.
And it's like, well,
yeah.
we'll take them to court. Like, you're stupid.
Well, if the art style is any different at all, then it's like, well, is this? Did you really copy my idea of a dancing banana, or did you? Because like, can you copyright the concept of a dancing banana? So if it's a slightly different art style, then it doesn't
Right.
break copyright anymore.
Well, the gaming community backlashed on that pretty hard because it got a 96% disapproval rate,
Good.
and they got ratioed really hard on YouTube. Even though YouTube removed the dislike button. Well,
still
they
think
removed
Yes.
you can dislike, but you can't
how
see
many
it.
I still don't like that.
Honestly, even me as a creator, I can't even see them.
You just told me.
You could see the number on the shorts, but you can't. It doesn't show up in your analytics. So, like my podcast episodes that are on there, I don't see if anyone dislikes them. It doesn't show it to me.
I don't like that though.
I don't either.
That's such a bad idea, because you want to know if something's.
Well, there's a way around
Because
it.
we talked about this before. Like, it's important to know sometimes about some of it, but also to like.
Well, it helps you filter out bullshit without having to filter through
Sit
the
and-
comments.
Well, and that or sit and watch the whole freaking video.
I had a mustache hair fall in my mouth.
Anyway, we'll get into it.
We'll get into that, yeah.
We'll dive deeper.
So YouTuber TotallyNotMark was hit with over 150 copyright strikes by Toei Animation, the guys behind Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
and over his videos of Dragon Ball discussions.
So, but for what though? Like, what was
That
the
was what it
copyright
was.
for? Because he's discussing it.
Just like, or showing like bits of footage of it. Even though he's not showing like whole ass episodes, he's discussing like, the mangas, the fucking animes, and all that shit.
Why would you want to copyright that? That gets
Well,
you
come to
so
find out,
much.
he even said that like for him to they just went straight nuclear. For him to actually go and appeal all this, it would take him, with all the appeal processes for each one, would take him 37 years to appeal every single one of them. And then he also found out that probably 9 or 10 of the videos were even related to anything Toei animated wise. So they just copyright claimed things that they have no copyrights for anyway.
Then there's no.
And how it
Well,
works?
it's
Well, how it works?
intimidating. Yeah.
How it works on YouTube is that with if you get 3 strikes, your channel gets deleted
Right.
if they process it and approve it. So They really went fucking straight nuclear with that shit.
That's where you become a pain in the ass. You make a bunch of random accounts, make stuff that's clearly copyright violating.
No.
You know, let them go through the process of taking all that shit down.
Fucking facts.
Like, that's what I would do anyway, especially if you're gonna like ruin my channel, like
Yeah.
for sure ruin my channel that way. That's what I would do.
So another cool topic. This one's actually quite interesting. A PlayStation vice president, or I think he was a VP or an executive.
Yeah, it was the VP got caught.
It was the vice president.
Pedophile.
Yeah. So the executive has gotten fired after being exposed in a pedophile sting.
On the bright side, good for Sony for just like, yeah, take him away. Like,
Take him away, Jim.
Like that was it. Like, Activision could take some pointers.
Well, Activision, we'll get into Activision. Like, that's the last one.
Oh yeah, did we hear anything else about Ubisoft as well? Since we also know that they're going through turmoil, just like Activision.
No, me and Doc have actually. Well, I think you and Doc all talked about it.
Yeah,
And
we
there really
talked
hasn't been
about
updates, but I will say this: it has come forward that Bungie has been having the same problem. However, the CEO and other people within Bungie have even said that the workplace community, since they're split from Activision, has slowly gotten a lot better. But the issues, they still have a lot more room to grow. So basically, Bungie reportedly is undergoing workplace changes after similar frat boy culture and harassment that Activision's been going through. So that's extra cool. That recently came out a couple days ago. And then the next thing that's Activision related is that Activision has told its workers to quote unquote consider the consequences in regards to signing a petition to unionize. Also, women at Activision have been talking to lawyers and reporters saying that they've noticed that their breast milk has been stolen from the fridge.
I saw that. I saw that article.
Mommy milkers.
That's so weird.
What does breast milk taste like?
Why do you both look at me? I don't know.
You got boobs.
So
And I don't have breast milk.
But technically that does mean that you do though. But
Well, no.
but
You only start producing milk if you are lactating, which is
I
when you're
mean
pregnant.
technically, but like still, I'm just saying. But why are you so defensive? Like
You both look at me. I'm like, I have no idea.
I didn't look at you, but I did when you were like suddenly guilty about it.
Well, when she has kids, she'll lactate. I'll report on that.
Understood.
Have kids.
You
So.
know, in-depth research here.
So, anyway, and then afterwards, in fact, before you leave, we'll dive into the whole awful things I want to show you.
Oh, fantastic!
We'll dive in.
We'll dive in. We'll dive into it when we get there.
Yeah.
So, first topic. Video Game Awards 2021 recap. All the big winners and game reveals as they happened. So this is coming from tomsguide.com. So the Game Awards 2021 are finally over, and Tom's Guide provided live coverage for the big event that happened. For those who aren't familiar with them, the Game Awards are exactly what they sound like, a big, showy event where host Jeff Keighley... Can you not see that? Are you having a hard time seeing it?
No, I can't.
It is perfect for me though.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just this light. It's like
That's why I put it on the
It's
other
fine.
on the side that you didn't like.
I'll get over it.
So Jeff Keighley recognizes the best PS5 games, best Xbox Series X games, and the best Nintendo Switch games, and the best PC games from the past year. Here are the highlights. So the awards, the 2021 winners list. You got the games for Impact is Life is Strange, True Colors. Reddit's Game of the Year, Resident Evil Village, which was,
No, it was pretty good.
That was really good. Best esports athlete, Simple. I don't know who that is. Best esports team, Natus Vincier. Best esports coach, Kakoma. Best esports event, 2021 League of Legends World Championship. That just tells you how
that doesn't
shitty the year
surprise me.
was for esports. League of Legends was the fucking esports event of the year.
League is huge.
League sucks.
I agree, but I know a lot of people who play it.
So do I, unfortunately.
A lot of people love it.
All right, so best audio design, Forza Horizon 5. Best independent game, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Best debut indie game, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Best performance, Maggie Robertson, Resident Evil Village. That's Lady D.
Even though she totally was only in the first 2 hours of that game.
Oh, I know.
Actually that really threw me for a loop.
Oh, I thought she'd be in there longer too. I thought she was the big
because
bad.
when I saw a bunch of it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. A lot of stuff about
Damn.
Dimitrescu.
Doc subbed again for 11 months. Thank you.
And she was.
We'll go through at the end to thank everyone for the
Whatever.
follows and the subs.
I
But
mean,
thanks,
you
Doc.
know what, Alicia? You feel free to
I
just
will.
chime in whenever you want.
Yes.
All right.
But yeah, no, very, very pulling the sheets over your eyes there. Oh yeah, she's gonna be in it for so long, and I'm in the boss
She's
fight,
such a
and
big villain in this. Like,
and then she dies, and you're like, oh, okay.
you defeat her in the first act, and you're like, what? Best action, Returnal. I have yet to play this game, but I heard
Yeah,
it's good.
I haven't either.
Best art direction, Deathloop. Player's Voice Award goes to Halo Infinite, which is pretty impressive, seeing as the game literally came out 2 days before the awards.
Now I wonder if that's the reason why, though. Partially is because it's so fresh in your mind at the time. Like, if it would have came out like earlier in the year, would it have still been?
Oh, I believe it would.
Really?
I've been playing the campaign, and it's like it gives me very classic Halo vibes.
Okay.
It's like I was very like in your shoes skeptical.
Definitely. I'm still skeptical of it because what I saw of the multiplayer, I wasn't super impressed with. But I've only seen very limited campaign footage, but the stuff I did see was very nice. So, still, kind of iffy on it, but I want it to be good. You know what I mean? But
Well, yeah, everyone wants a Halo game to be good.
I mean, and it's also been a long time.
It's been way too long, especially after Halo 5. Halo 5 sucked.
Oh yeah.
The
Halo
worst.
4 was bad too.
Yes, it was.
Not as bad as Halo 5, but still.
All right, where was I? Best role-playing game, Tales of Arise. Best score and music, Nier Replicant. Content Creator of the Year, Dream. Best multiplayer game, It Takes Two. Also, It Takes Two. We got multiple awards on this. Nice. And did you hear what Doc was discussing? So, Doc and I were discussing about It Takes Two, and apparently, couples therapists highly recommend this game.
Really?
Yes. Yes, they say that it's very good for like communication and teamwork because you cannot play it by yourself. You have to play it with somebody else.
Interesting.
And yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of people out there though who are like, my wife is pissed at me, and you think that me telling her, "Hey, hon, let's go play this game," is gonna fucking work?
Yeah, right.
it's one of those.
Especially women who aren't gamers.
Yeah, especially people who aren't into games. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd play with
I
you.
don't know.
It's one of those games where it's like a therapist would have to recommend your wife if she's not a gamer. Like, hey, babe, do you want to play this game? And she's just like, fuck video games. They're stupid. And after that, you're just like, okay. And then the therapist is like, I highly recommend you guys play this game because you kind of need it. Otherwise, your marriage is going to fail.
Because you kind of need it.
You kind of need it. Any whore? So, best mobile game, Genshin Impact. Best narrative. This one surprised me. Guardians of the Galaxy
Really?
won best narrative.
And
See-
maybe
seeing
I'm
as-
wrong, but looking at that on the face of it, that is another one to me that tells me, man, this year really wasn't the year for it.
I heard Guardians was actually really good. That's the thing.
I'm just saying, when you talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not exactly sitting there thinking narrative. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know.
So don't get me wrong. I may be totally wrong, and that's fair, but it just surprising.
I know. So, best action adventure, Metroid Dread. Best ongoing game, Final Fantasy 14.
That's actually really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Best community support, Final Fantasy 14. Innovation and accessibility, Forza Horizon 5. Best sports racing, Forza Horizon 5. I mean, what other racing game was there?
I mean,
It was the only one.
I've never really been into racing games. I think the last racing game that I was really cool on was Crash Team Racing, the remake.
Oh, CTR, yeah.
Yeah.
Best game direction, Deathloop. Best esports game, League of Legends. Wait, what? Was that repeating itself?
No.
Oh, that was best esports event.
Yeah.
Best family game, It Takes Two. That's another award in the bag. Best fighting game, Guilty Gear Strive. Never heard of it. Best strategy game, Age of Empires 4. Most anticipated game, Elden Ring.
Definitely.
And game of the year goes to It Takes Two.
Really? That got game of the year?
Yeah.
And he did say that at the beginning.
Yeah, I did say that in the beginning.
I missed it.
Damn, honey.
I missed it. I was looking at
She was over there thinking about breast milk.
Yeah.
My bad. There was also, we won't get into all the games, but we will get into some of the big ones, right? So the Game Awards 2021 game reveals. So some of the biggest ones out there, Alan Wake 2 which was a game that everyone's been kind of wondering what the fuck's going on with Alan Wake. I've been hearing rumors about it coming back. Blah, 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 blah. So if you're into Alan Wake, then that's it for you. Wonder Woman from DC, that's coming out. Now this one, I was very surprised by. Star Wars Eclipse. Takes place in the High Republic.
That's
so 800 years after the Old Republic and 200 years before Phantom Menace.
Nice. I mean, that's pretty cool.
This one's basically about space Vikings. So I'm pretty interested to see this. Final Fantasy VII Remake for PC. Destiny 2 The Witch Queen. What else? Warhammer Space Marine 2, which everyone was wondering what the hell was going to go on with that, because Space Marine was like the best Warhammer game, that everyone thinks it's the best, I guess. I don't know. A Dune game. Among Us VR. I don't know how that's going to work. So what happens when you actually kill somebody and you're in the room with them? Sus.
I mean,
super sus.
I mean, definitely, but like, I don't know how well that'll work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now this right here, let me show you guys. Halo TV series. There was actually a full trailer for the Halo TV series.
I could see that being good, but I could also see that being bad.
Bro, the trailer looked perfect.
No, I'm telling you, I think Halo would be a cool thing to do a series around, and for a TV series. There's a lot of stuff to cover. That'd be awesome. But I'm all like, typically speaking, a lot of those TV adaptations never really do well.
Right.
Yeah,
trust me, I want to be wrong, like, but be skeptical.
Let's see. Let's talk about Ubisoft's NFT bullshit, because NFTs are the new hotness. What is up with large ads in fucking web pages?
You don't have an ad blocker?
No, I should get one, huh?
There's free ones.
There is? Anyway, so Ubisoft touches a hot stove with NFTs, which should be a warning to other publishers. And this is from Forbes. Stop showing me fucking
YouTube is mainstream.
ads.
Yeah.
Go away. So this week, Ubisoft rolled out their first NFT concept, something they said they were working on ever since blockchain became all the rage. This is what one of them looks like. So it's nothing special except for a serial number. Like you literally,
This is a digital.
yes, it goes on your character in the game. So, but you can get these in the game. Just the only difference is that it has its own little number on the forehead. That's it.
So, is that how they get away from every person who has a game with it having copyright issues?
Fuck if I know, man.
Probably. You know how many games have skins?
Well, I mean, also, you got to think though too. What was it? Fucking Rockstar put a fucking copyright strike on a save file.
Well,
shit.
It's funny that you say that, because I want to say Rockstar. This is not something that I put in for the topics, but not Rockstar, but Take-Two. I want to say it was Take-Two was putting a patent on game mechanics.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I wonder how much pressure they're going to get, because I remember
They don't care.
Well, I mean, see, you say that you don't care, and that's fine, but like a lot of people and a lot of companies don't like the idea that you were going to try to wall off a certain game mechanic, because it limits so many.
It
other
limits
things.
everybody else.
Right.
Oh, definitely. And unfortunately, like, especially considering the way that people make video games. I mean, how many games have drawn inspiration from other games or other types of, entertainment? Because
every game has taken after another game in one way or another.
Yes.
So,
I mean, so the issue is then a lot of their games are probably going to get stale. So even if they release a banger here or there, they're probably going to do worse overall, though, because then that means that they're going to be sticking to those individual, mechanics most of the time.
That would be like Stardew patenting whatever. Like,
That's a bad example, but
it's a fucking horrible example.
Give him a good example.
well, I don't know.
Give me a good one.
MMOs.
Yeah, it would be like
Well,
Elder
MMOs are
Scrolls
very
Online
similar.
being an or like World of Warcraft, like patenting the MMO like all the mechanics, like all that go into an MMO, and no one else can ever have
The
that.
game
I kind of wish
genre?
someone did that to battle royales. I wish battle royales.
Oh,
was
so those
copyrighted
fucking
that
would
way-
go away.
So that way,
Coming
so,
out.
so that way, people stop making them.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes,
new
they're
one
all
like
the same.
every year, and it's driving me insane.
Yes.
So anyway, so Ubisoft, they were looking at it ever since blockchain became all the rage, and seemed like a possible monetization path for video games in regard to true ownership of digital items. Because when you spend the actual fucking money out of your bank on stuff, then you don't actually own it. It's just in the game.
Well,
Which
now
doesn't
we've
make what the fuck?
Well, we've been having a lot of issues lately about a lot of companies trying to take about how much ownership out of a game that you have. We were talking about that partially with the whole thing about Rockstar, saying, "Oh, you're not allowed to have mods on this," and how we were making the example, or I made the example: if you buy a car, it's your car. You can't be copyrighted for having your car.
Hey, bring your mic down a little bit.
You saw that too.
No, I just happened to look
No,
and see
it's
that like
gonna be
it's literally
It's
like
gonna be up here now.
he's like sitting here like this, and it's like I can't see Nelson's face.
So we were talking about.
You fucker.
So we were talking about that. If you mod your car, BMW or Ford or whoever can't be like, "Hey, that's our product. What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, because you own
Right.
that vehicle.
Right.
And so with a lot of games, we've been seeing a lot of issues with it too. There have been some games.
That's
who
been
were
the
trying
issue
to
with cloud gaming. Like, look with Stadia.
Yeah, well,
Stadia, you buy the game, but you don't own it. So if Stadia ever shuts down, you lose those games.
Well, what do you
Oh,
think
true.
Steam is? All those games that you buy on Steam.
Steam is more reliable. I mean, yes, like I'm sure
It's
at
in
the
the
beginning.
same. It's in the
ultimately,
same
yes.
vein, yes.
Yes.
And admittedly, it is a more reliable.
Right.
But
Well, no, because now a lot of games on Steam have their own launcher. So even if Steam were to take a shit, like you bought that game, it's downloaded to your PC, and so is the launcher on almost all of them, at least the ones that I've had. Every game that I bought from Steam has a launcher.
there's been a lot of my buddies though too who get these huge hard drives for their computers or whatever, and so they just download the games on there. So even if they're not connected to the internet, they could totally play their game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because since you, I guess, own it, even if it's just a digital copy, they have some form of like backup for it to be on instead of just, having it stored
Yeah.
away to be downloaded.
Right.
So
So back to this.
it's ups and downs of having digital copies. Of
Always. It always is. Ubisoft's initial trial run for this is supposed to be Ubisoft Quartz, which uses digits to buy and sell NFTs in the form of serial number marked in-game items for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And then they were promptly roasted by the entire internet.
Good.
The Ubisoft Quartz video, which was delisted almost immediately, but is still viewable right now, has a pretty stunning 96% dislike to like ratio, currently at 1.2 thousand likes and 32,000 dislikes.
Damn.
Now, I know that that YouTube took away the ability to see this, so I'm sure you're wondering, how the fuck do people even see this? Apparently, they have made an attachment for Chrome that lets you see these things.
Good.
Yes.
So,
Well,
but
again-
I think it's only a matter of time before YouTube is like,
Well, probably.
we're gonna sue you if you keep that going.
Well, I think that they just need to keep the dislike button up there.
They do.
Like, because
Here's a good example. I like how that it happened not long after the dislike button got disabled.
definitely. Yeah, thanks Ubisoft for taking that hit for us.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Not only you guys treating your employees like shit and all that stuff and doing nothing about it, but you're so out of fucking touch with your player base that you decide to go ahead and
even
find
with
ways
the
to
NFTs,
monetize.
especially when it comes to NFTs. I understand that there's always going to be that presumptuous corner of the internet where they like trading art that way. If you spend a long time, making your artwork, I understand that you don't want people just to copy it, right? And
Right.
that's fine. But for in-game stuff, though, it's like, how do you even prove that this had the same serial number as your NFT?
I guess it
that
comes
it's
with
a
it
copyright?
comes in the digital source code.
I
don't
mean,
know.
Even
I
still,
really
though,
don't
so
know.
if you change anything about it, like even something also not visible in the picture, is it copyright anymore?
I don't know. That's
This is like, so
It's
even
a gray area.
it's such a gray area, especially when it comes to digital content. How do you even know?
Right.
Like, how can you enforce that?
Oh yeah. Well, how would you know? How can you enforce that? How would people even know so that way they don't do it?
And then yeah, the enforcing part is going to be even harder because it's like it could be mass reproduced
Oh,
to the point where it's like, what are you going to do? Sue hundreds of thousands of people?
Oh yeah. I mean, no, I don't understand when it comes to that, and unfortunately, it kind of hits one of those areas where if if I change anything about it, even something unnoticeable, and it becomes not a copyright, then this is a hollow venture that you're sinking a lot of money into. Personally, it's Ubisoft, so I don't give a fuck.
It's a fucking money grab is what
But,
it is.
oh, definitely. I mean, almost all this stuff is. Hell, we even deduced that all the shit going on with fucking Activision and all their bullshit is just because the board of directors want to keep making money, so they keep, Bobby Kotick over there. You know what I mean?
Bobby the Kotick. Bobby Kotick, if you ever see this, which you probably won't, I hope you fucking stub your toe on every corner of your house, and that your employees revolt against you and drag you in the streets and tar and feather you like the piece of shit you are. Anyway, continuing on. So, using an extension to actually make YouTube dislike... Oh, wow. Literally just what I said about the Chrome extension. So Jeff Keighley even issued a comment affirming that Ubisoft Quartz would not be appearing at tonight's Game Awards. Some extra salt in the wound there.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Jeff. Ubisoft has not announced that they're scrapping Quartz, but they don't seem to be promoting it much, and it's not clear what's going on with the unlisted trailer that's being spread around. The first NFT for Breakpoint is set to launch today at 1 p.m. When was this? How old is this article? 2 days ago. Scroll down. I lost my spot. Here we go. And there are no indications that that's changing. On December 12th and December 15th, we'll bring other limited quantity digital items to the game for that experiment. To start, all of these are free. That will change. While Ubisoft has tried to say that its NFT tech is more green than other forms of NFTs, the general gaming community is having none of it. So essentially they're saying it has a smaller carbon footprint because...
A digital
Yes.
fucking thing?
Yes. And everyone's like, that doesn't make sense. And what do you mean it's more green? Well, it uses less data, and then that way, we have a smaller carbon footprint because our servers aren't producing it that much because there's a limited quantity. It's like, no. That's not what's going on here. What's going on here is you're trying to fucking capitalize on something because it's the all-new fucking hotness right now. Mm-hmm. And it's just your way of exploiting your player base to get more money out of them. Call it for what it is. Ubisoft is being greedy, and they're so fucking out of touch. And that they'll put more effort into this shit than they will any good fucking game. I mean, Valhalla, I guess you could say, is good. But every other game, it's the same. Open world. Speaking of open world, the new Splinter Cell is said to be an open world game, just like Assassin's Creed. That's what they're doing. They're doing the same formula for every game that they roll out. Open world.
Ubisoft, that's all they've been doing for a long time.
Right. Ever since the Division, they tried it with the Division. They tried it with Ghost Recon Wildlands. Then they just started.
Every single Far Cry.
Yes. Assassin's Creed. They're like, let's do massive maps, open world, bullshit RPG mechanics that we can monetize in some stupid way.
Well, also too, I think that the NFT stuff is their way of trying to say, for anyone who is streaming, anyone who does YouTube, suddenly it's a copyright infringement.
Right.
That's a huge problem because now every time someone has to do something with it in a video or anything like that, now you got to go through your video and make sure you own that. Change it in some way.
Right. All right. So while Ubisoft agreeing on their forms of NFTs, the general gamers have none of it, both in terms of the environmental impact, but more in regard of skepticism of NFTs in general, which for the most part are viewed by gamers as a way for publishers to cash in. This is basically what I just said. As previously noted, it's unclear what value NFTs provide for gamers besides the vague notion of ownership tied to the blockchain. But players owning, trading, and selling digital items has been around for decades, and it's hard to convince anyone that NFTs are anything but a more speculative way to extract cash from players that will also damage the environment in the process. NFT-based video games, a burgeoning market, are mainly...
Fucking army.
What?
I actually had this discussion. Fuck! I had this discussion not long ago with somebody, and like I feel like Corman. I feel like all you Corman look for reasons to play with a dude's asshole.
I mean, don't give me reasons to play with your asshole.
It's just like, man, I'm feeling hot, and I'm tired from this run. Oh, that's a silver bullet. We're gonna stick a thermometer up your ass.
First of all, you're asking who else? So you weren't asking me, definitely.
It's every I've seen it in regiment chats.
I mean,
All
I'm
of
just
it.
saying your biggest exposure to Corman is HM2 Eldridge, and that is a sketchy individual right there. I mean, shit. The dude
Yeah,
was
Doc Eldridge is he.
the dude was trying to rock silkies that he had 2 popsicle sticks for legs popping out the bottom for, and it looks fucked up. Like, I mean, I was talking.
Wait, what?
I'm saying he's ugly.
Oh.
Fuck.
Okay.
You know what? So you got HM2 Eldridge, and unfortunately he's a little sketch. I'm just saying.
He's sus as fuck.
As fuck.
Sus as fuck. Anyway.
We've all seen him at those hikes.
No, trust me, I know. So are they mainly about the slow grind for cryptocurrency, not about making sure the core game is remotely fun or engaging? NFTs being introduced into games that are already fun feels like it would have the ability to twist them into something else entirely, which I do see that. Ubisoft touching a hot stove here with its horribly received Quartz debut should also make other developers reconsider NFT plans. EA has chimed in to say that they believe in NFTs. Color me shocked.
Yeah, EA.
At EA? No, not EA. EA would never do something stupid like that. Fuckers. Anyway, so part of the future of gaming, no doubt wanting to integrate NFTs in their various money-printing ultimate teams. Oh, FIFA, of course. Other industry forces have drawn a line in the sand, like Steam banning all crypto and NFT-based games.
Good for them.
Good for you, Steam. While in theory, NFTs and video games may seem like a logical pairing to crypto enthusiasts, that's the only group it seems logical to. Crypto enthusiasts. Gamers who have raged against far less controversial microtransactions than incredibly speculative and often exploitative NFTs see this coming from a mile away and want no part of it. If you think your next big revenue generator for your AAA mega franchise is going to be NFTs, think again and prepare to be lit on fire when you roll out your big crypto idea. Facts upon facts upon facts.
Seems like gamers just want to be able to play the games. That's all we want. There's really no other bullshit. It's not a hard concept. Like,
no, it's not. It's like we just want you to make a decent game that's fun to play and stop throwing other bullshit like making me spend more money on things that don't matter just for the sake of making me spend money on things that don't matter.
well, it's
Okay, well, we're half the problem.
Well, I mean, true. I mean, sure.
What do you mean?
All of us are shelling out money for this stupid shit. Or else they wouldn't create...
You might want to move your camera a little bit, honey. It's
What?
It's, well, I mean, you were going away from the camera. Hang on, I turned my light back on.
You know what I mean? All the dumbasses
Well, I mean, I think
paying
part
for
of
that
it.
shit, you know?
Oh, you mean like, yeah, because people pay into
People
it.
they pay money. And, so why wouldn't they create
Well, I mean,
more
part of
things?
it
'Cause we
too,
do it.
though, is like, I don't know. For me, I always look at it as when a game is selling you like mediocre shit, and I'm not talking about like free MMOs because like that's, if you're if you're playing a free MMO and you buy a skin, like that is some of their only sources of revenue unless they have like some kind of ads or something that they do. So I understand like
but most
that stuff.
MMOs aren't free anymore.
No, but
I was gonna say.
But point being is that like unless the like certain thing like that, if your game is trying to get money out of you apart from you buying the game, to me, I just look at it as a shitty product.
Me too. I mean,
same.
I agree. I'm just saying.
Here!
Because if you look at other games, if you look at like any kind of like a company like From Software, you don't see like microtransactions in their shit, but yet they make fuck tons of money because they just made a good goddamn product. I mean, same thing too.
If only they all did that.
I know. It's so stupid because, like, look at these games that win Game of the Year every year. Not a single one of them, except for maybe a handful, are AAA titles. God of War probably was the most recent one that I could think of. Everything else has been pretty independent.
Well, I also think that that's
And
somewhat of
that's
a good
because
thing, though, because that also means that a lot of the independent markets are taking off and people are, creating their own stuff. And also, too, I think it's a good thing, too, because now that means, at least in theory, that means that a lot of people who are making games for these big AAA titles that, to be successful, they're actually going to have to make better games.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to it. I know that we've been kind of in a rough period for a lot of like the AAA titles.
Well, because
things
everyone's
like that.
delaying things.
Well, I mean, true, but like part of it too is that, I mean, you got to think how many shitty games have we had in the last few years? I mean, like really shitty games. I'm not just talking like, oh, that was a bad one,
Right.
Like, I remember when I was younger, we had a lot of fucking bangers come out of nowhere.
Yes.
And we had really good games that, sure, later on, like, sure, probably not a whole lot of people are playing Halo Combat Evolved right now. I understand that. But, like, we had a lot of games.
Like the first
that
Halo,
are,
you mean?
Yeah, CE. That are still good if you go back and play them, But there's not a lot of games that are doing that right now. It's like, what? Games like Destiny came out, Anthem came out, all shitters. You know what I mean?
Destiny, I think Destiny is a bad example for the sole fact that Bungie made Halo and Destiny.
So
they're similar for the reasons of that. They originated from the same company.
I understand that.
Different lore and storyline. Very similar.
How about this? Dark Souls 1 is a fantastic game, and anyone could go back and play it and still think it's a fantastic game. But they also made Dark Souls 2, which is a fucking shit fest. You know what I mean? Not a good game at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't...
But then they got better.
I mean, yeah, but that's just because the company actually learned about it and, like, took out the shit from the previous game when they did Dark Souls 3.
I think that was
Bloodborne.
like them trying something and then it not landing.
I think honestly with that, I think what really happened was that they put all their eggs in the basket of building Bloodborne and making Bloodborne a fucking, like, really good game, and then they had kind of whoever was left in the studio making Dark Souls 2, and it wasn't as moderated.
So they basically had a skeleton crew making the next Dark Souls, and then that... Yeah.
That's, to me, like, that's not, like, a confirmed anything.
Well, no, that's your assumption.
How about this? The main game designer, the head of the company, and the main music director were all working on Bloodborne, but not Dark Souls 2.
Gotcha.
I mean, so, like, that's a pretty big idea that they were very focused on making one game and not the other.
Correct. All right, so let's talk about TotallyNotMark right now. So this poor bastard is the one. He's the YouTuber that's getting hit with all the copyright shit. So this is from Comic Book, as you obviously can see in the top. So YouTube is one of the go-to destinations for streaming online, and it has amassed billions of channels in its time. More than a few of them have encountered copyright issues, and now it seems that anime fandom is rising up on behalf of their own. Mark Fitzpatrick, also known as TotallyNotMark on YouTube, has lost 150 videos after claims were made by Toei, the studio behind Dragon Ball. And as you can imagine, fans are rightfully upset. The situation came to light yesterday as TotallyNotMark posted an update to fans on Twitter about his videos. It was there that a reviewer and anime entertainer confirmed up to 150 videos of the channel had been blocked due to copyright claims by Toei Company. The majority of these videos were about two of Toei's top IPs, Dragon Ball and One Piece. Over the last 24 hours, I've sat back in disbelief. This is quoted from TotallyNotMark. Over the last 24 hours, I've sat back in disbelief, shock, and sorrow as my life's work has been unfairly ripped away from me. Fitzpatrick shared in his newest video addressed to YouTube and Toei. 2 nights ago, I received an email notifying me that 15 of my videos have been copyright claimed and blocked by Toei Animation. 1 hour later, that number rose to 28. And then when I woke up this morning, it had reached a total of 150 videos that my audience can no longer see and that I can no longer monetize. And as a result, the main source of my company's income is now gone. Now, he owns his own, like, company when it comes to, like, its social networking and shit. So he has employees that he pays based off the revenue of his YouTube channel. And Toei Animation decided to go nuclear on his page and completely take all that money away from him weeks before the holidays. Good job, Toei. You greedy cocksuckers.
Again, that makes no sense to me, though.
I was gonna say, what are the details here?
He's literally giving you,
like publicity
for your products.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I
don't understand.
So that was the other thing
He's
that people
promoting and talking and
about your products. It's not even like these were like negative.
There was a YouTuber named Optimus that I follow, and he's got a pretty big community, and he discussed this. He's like, if it not been for YouTubers, Dragon Ball would have died out. And the only reason
I was gonna say, when did that start?
Dragon Ball was from the 80s. Dragon Ball was in the 80s, and then in the 90s it was Dragon Ball Z and shit and all and GT.
And then GT flopped and
GT flopped hard.
Flopped really hard.
And then Dragon Ball Super came out in 2016 or 2015, I should say.
Yeah.
So literally years later, you are still getting
right. Well, it's like what I was saying. Like YouTube kept these Dragon Ball shows, these older ones, alive because if had it not been for that, like if it wasn't for the current fan base, there wouldn't be a new fan base.
Right.
Because they weren't airing any more episodes. YouTube is the only place to get it.
You can find them.
And it was like, why are you striking down like you're the biggest creator that brings, new
viewers.
that not even just the viewers, but like guides people through the lore of the whole thing. So they're pretty shitty about it. So the video goes on to share Fitzpatrick's views on the situation, how he feels these strikes have all out annihilated revenue for his brand. With employees on his payroll, the reviewer says that his stream adheres to fair use terms laid out by YouTube, but Japan's take on copyright material is more complicated. Unlike the United States, Japan's copyright law does not allow for fair use provisions, and this is where things get sticky. As noted in Japanese law, do they need to get nuked again?
I mean,
did we not show you the sun enough?
Well, I mean,
do you need a third one, Japan?
Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if I want to nuke them again because they already got some weird shit coming out, like after the nuking, and I can't imagine if it happens again.
Oh, just nuke them into the Stone Age. Fuck it. I'm just kidding. Don't nuke them. I love Japan. I love Japanese stuff.
I like some of it.
So as noted in Japanese law, authors and copyright holders can preserve the integrity of their work and its title against almost anything they take offense to. That's so stupid. These rights holders have a huge amount of control over their IPs in Japan, so where using content stateside might be seen as fair use, it would be considered illegal overseas. Japan's copyright claims have become increasingly aggressive in recent years due to piracy concerns, and other YouTube accounts have dealt with strike sprees, though not to this degree. In this case, Fitzpatrick has little recourse to address the situation, unless Toei removes its claims. YouTuber isn't clear how copyright claims operate in cases where a stricter country lays claim on content made in the United States, where fair use is fair game. TotallyNotMark has well over 500,000 subs backing his cause now. But there's little to the channel that can do on its own to remove these claims. Toei's Without Regard claimed to block 2.5 years worth of work. Fitzpatrick lamented on Twitter. I've spoken to YouTube. There's no recourse. They cannot and will not help because these were manually claimed by Toei. Truly, I do not know what's next. What the fuck is that? Oh, a person who runs to the Toei Twitter account after logging in this morning. Okay. All right. Cool story. Anyway.
Damn.
But yeah, so
That
like
sucks.
this is another example of larger companies shitting on the smaller guy.
Yeah, I don't understand though. Like this is you don't get any benefit out of this.
Well,
This can only hurt their products.
I mean, like you said, it's all by Toei, and they're out of Japan, and their rules are different, and they're probably feeling like Dragon Ball content creators are stealing from them.
What he said is offensive. Like he is probably done almost nothing but praise their work, especially if he's made 2.5 years going over what their
even
product
just
is.
the image of his game room where he does his videos is walls and walls of like the mangas and the videos and everything. So it's like this guy is like obviously a super fan of everything you do. Why are you fucking with him?
Yeah, this isn't even piracy. This isn't even like he's like, hey, get all the episodes for free.
I was gonna say, it's not that. It's
he's
more,
talking about the product.
Yeah, he's going over the lore and the story, and
And he does show some footage and and
Yes,
stuff. But I mean, like, how do you do reviews without showing footage?
Yes, because I want to pirate your
Right.
your product by seeing 2.5 seconds of it at a time over this guy's.
People
work.
had this issue with like talking about the new Matrix game and Matrix movie, like Warner Brothers.
okay, what about like the Lord of the Rings? People go through and like do lore. On
Yeah,
that.
well, now I'm saying like these big companies like Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is notorious for shit like this, where it literally like Young. Yeah, he's a very big YouTuber and he's like he's in voice acting and shit, and he does games content, and he's one of my news sources. He had his video copyright claimed by Warner Brothers because he had 1 second of Matrix footage from the trailer in his video. And they've even done this with Sonic the Hedgehog, the first movie. Mm-hmm. People were reviewing the Sonic trailers, but obviously when the Sonic trailer first came out, it wasn't reviewed well.
It was shit on. Yeah.
It was super shit on. But because they had a song in there, Warner Brothers went through every single channel that did a review on the trailer and did a copyright strike on every single person. So what they did was they muted the video and just had the video playing. Warner Brothers went back in, and their whole reason was the creator knows that the song is playing, and that goes against our copyright because they know that the song is playing, and basically the song is playing in your head. So, but we own that, and you're monetizing that. You're making money off that. So then it turned into like, fine, you want to be that way? They would just do a review of the trailer and not even show it, and they would just sit there and watch it and like react to what they saw. And it was like, that is how ridiculous these companies will get, especially Warner Brothers.
Well, I mean, Warner Brothers is going to get eaten by Disney soon, so...
Everything's going to be eaten by Disney soon. They're like the fucking... Everyone calls Disney the Thanos of fucking anything film-related.
No, definitely.
The new Harry Potter game.
I thought that was Amazon.
I don't know how...
The Harry Potter game? No.
I don't know how...
Where did I hear that?
That's not Amazon.
I don't know where I heard that from.
wait.
I'm going to
I
have
don't know
more
if I'm
fucking
excited for
port.
that or not.
Why?
Well, because...
It's going to be every HP
Listen, she's a Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings fan. You'll never change your mind. You'll never...
It's fine.
No. I'm just, the reason why I'm skeptical about that is because either you go over what happened in the books, so there's no surprise, there's no reveal, you know exactly what's
It's
going to
not
happen.
going to be the same story, and it's not at the same time.
Okay, so then what's it going to be about?
By the way, I want to point out,
story.
we drink wine like fucking kings in this house, guys.
That's port.
What do you think port is?
Well, it's
Port
it's
is
technical.
Port.
Okay?
Port is
Port
still,
is
still
wine.
wine.
It's the bigger genre. That's the specific thing.
All right, hang on. Okay, let's see.
I'm saying...
No, hang on, we're going to read it. 6 grapes
me a
refers to
bottle.
the symbol. Let's see. Where's the wine word? Where's the wine
Where's
word?
the wine word?
I remember seeing this.
Damn, okay.
It's made out of grapes.
Yeah.
You showed me.
Listen, I was totally on your side, but now you're looking for the word.
Ah,
wine.
right here. Look. Imported by Premium Port Wines Incorporated. Port is a wine.
Yes. Thank you.
You're
Anywho,
welcome.
yes, it's going to be a different story, but it's going to be similar in obviously many ways, but
Same,
Yeah,
same,
I
but
don't know.
different.
there's never been a game.
I mean, I guess, but like...
There's never been a game where you can be the wizard.
There's actually been a lot of games where you can be wizards.
Well, not in the Harry Potter world.
Again, I'm just a little
The
nervous about
closest thing is the mobile app.
it. Not true. The closest thing was where you were Harry Potter in the Harry
Okay,
Potter
in
games.
the Harry Potter games back in the day, but those sucked. Those were
How
so
do you
bad.
know? Did you play them?
Yes, they were bad, but it's fine.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. You're just
Whatever.
skeptical.
So, on to the next thing. How much time you got, Nelson?
I was gonna say you might have to.
We're not even an hour in.
We are an hour in.
We're barely an hour in.
Yes.
Oh, yes, the good one.
Oh God, what's up?
The pedophile one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great, the good one.
No, it's the good as in like
What's worse than a rapist? A
what's
child.
what's worse than a rapist? A child. You saw that TikTok too?
I mean, I saw the show where it happened too.
Oh,
Yes, I saw it making its rounds when it went through.
yeah.
I'm very happy about it.
You know, do you remember watching Chris Hansen on Dateline NBC?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing here, Robert? Have a seat. Have a seat right there. I went on a long stint recently of he has his own podcast, like Predators I've Caught, where he tries to talk to the predators that he's caught and see where they're at, what they're doing, have they reoffended, blah blah blah. Obviously, not a single one of them have responded.
Well, why would they?
I don't know. It colored me shocked on that one because it's like, hey, you mean to tell me that the pedophile doesn't want to talk to you about him being a pedophile?
Because half of them didn't think they were pedophiles.
There was one that was really fucked up where the guy was literally, he said that this book said, he had books about doing shit with young boys and stuff and how it should be acceptable. It was like a book on pedophilia and how it was fucking wild. And, in my honest
It was
opinion,
published by a pedophile ring.
and who was that one dude? Who was that one guy? John and K plus 8? John what? John Duggar? What's his name?
Oh, Josh Duggar.
Josh
Yes.
Duggar.
He just got convicted.
He got convicted of kiddie porn because he's a chomo,
Well, everyone knew it. It's been a long time coming.
and it's In my honest opinion, I think all pedophiles should be scalped and get their dicks and balls cut off. I'm sure we can all agree with that one. I normally don't condone violence, but if it's a pedophile, you deserve to have your head turned into a canoe. That's all I'm saying.
Just your head, though.
Just your head. Just your head turned into a canoe. Split that wig. Get a nice little haircut from a good old 556. Just saying. Hey, it saves taxpayer money, so we don't have to house them and feed them and let them sit there.
It is very cheap.
Ammo's cheap.
It is very cheap.
Ammo's
About
cheap.
Less than 50 cents a round. Easy.
There
Done.
you go.
Done.
Versus years of
taxpayer money of keeping that fucker alive.
They need to do that shit for those fucking teachers in school too. A lot of fucking female teachers in schools, fucking little boys.
Yeah,
that's no
crazy.
one talked about that for a long time.
I know, because they're like, well, it was a woman and blah blah blah. It's just like, yeah, but that's still a pedophile.
Yeah, that's still a pedophile. Like there are fucking people who are like just old enough to literally physically be able to have sex.
You know, and then there's even that community. There's actually a college professor that talked about they wanted to change the stigma of pedophilia and call them minor attracted persons or MAPs. And I'm like,
actually, I was talking with one of my friends about it because he was part of the LGBT community, and
they hate them.
No. His response to it was hilarious. So he's like, "Oh yeah, no, too. Oh yeah, no. Go ahead, bring them into the community. Go ahead, give them a flag. Put that flag on your vehicle.
I've heard
Let
this
us
too.
know who you know.
Paint that nice, fat, colorful target on you so that we know who you are."
And I was like, because at first I was like, what the fuck is he going on about? Why this shouldn't be accepted. And he's like, yeah, no, go ahead. Identify who you are. Like,
exactly. I remember it was like Pride 2019 or 2020 when they were.
But yeah, no, the LGBT community has been very against it, though.
Oh, yeah, I know they are. It's a very, very, very small minority that's like, no, they have a mental illness.
Well, it's not even about being a mental illness.
Their mental illness could be cured by death. That's all I'm saying.
Well, because they were for a long time though, they were talking about how a lot of people who are pedophiles were they themselves sexually assaulted as kids, which is why they think
trauma-induced.
Yes. Trauma-induced, which is fine. I was like, yeah, but like that's like me saying I got my ass beat, so I'm going to beat your ass because happened to me, have a mental illness. Like that's not how that works.
That is the
that's a
fucking
that's a cop out. That's a
fucking
cop
definitely.
out.
There's a lot of them who were legitimately abused when they were kids as well.
And though that'd be tragic, that is no excuse.
The issue is though,
still
go to fucking
excuse.
therapy. Like goddamn, like if I'm feeling violent, I'm expected to hold myself accountable and not take that on other people.
Don't.
No, they don't. Well, the gaming world has pedophiles too, so let's talk about them. So Sony vice president fired after getting caught in an alleged pedophile sting, and yes, there is a video of this.
Oh,
There's a video of him getting caught.
Is there an oh shit face with it?
Oh hell yeah! We're gonna and for the viewers out there, and for the people that are tuning into the podcast after it's out, I'm gonna play it. If you thought I wasn't gonna play it, come on.
I mean, there's nothing bad about it.
So a senior executive at Sony was fired after being caught in an alleged pedophile sting. Posted the video online. Now, I will say this. It's an independent sting. It's not a police sting.
I mean, still.
That's the only reason why he didn't get charged.
I mean, if you still... don't get me wrong. The fact that he's not charged and...
maybe he might be charged. Listen, he might be charged as far as I knew at the time of me hearing about it.
What I was saying was that good on Sony for just saying... Oh, someone thinks you're a pedophile and they have some proof of it? Get the fuck out of here. Thank you guys.
We don't want any...
Good job, Sony. I will give you props on that one. You took care. You nipped that one in the butt real quick.
And gone.
Especially given the fact the guy was vice president of Sony.
Wow. Oh, yeah. It wasn't some employee. It wasn't even like some higher person.
Right.
It was like, no, you're VP. And you said, all right, there's the door right there.
And it was funny because he was wearing a PlayStation 5 t-shirt when he got caught. Apparently, catching a fucking Sony vice president being a pedophile is easier than getting a PlayStation. Anyway, so
damn.
A senior executive at Sony was fired after being caught alleged pedophile. Blah blah blah. George, how do you say that?
I don't know.
Cacioppo. We'll say it. George Cacioppo was senior vice president of engineering for Sony for over 8 years. Having worked in products such as the PlayStation Store and more over the weekend. The amateur pedophile busting YouTube channel People vs. Preds posted a video online that there's a nice link for it. Posted a video online that accused him of trying to meet with a 15-year-old boy after the video began to pick up steam. Sony told CNET that Cassiopo had been fired.
Good.
Good.
The employee in question.
The employee in question here. Oh, shit. What's this? Oh, this is... Oh, hang on.
What is this?
Oh, this is them doing a trailer. But I don't have any audio output, so stand by.
The audio isn't good regardless, but...
Well, they can't hear it. That's the...
So what, is that him?
No, that's not him.
Is that true?
This is them catching other
that
people.
true?
This is their opener.
Oh.
Hey, bro. Are you naked? Look
my
like
God.
you got your dick hanging out. Hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Good. Hey,
Good.
Jeff?
Hey, Jeff?
Hey, what's up, Jeff? How's it going?
Is his name Jeff?
Doing good. Who you out here to meet tonight, Jeff? Jeff, we can have a conversation or I can call the cops, Jeff. Jeff,
That
I
is
can call the
him.
cops or we can have a conversation.
No.
You want it? Jeff,
Is it his
you
house?
want to have a conversation? Jeff, I got your face on video, you fucking scumbag. You want me to call the cops? Alright, I'll call the cops.
So
You
what?
invited over a 15-year-old kid tonight to have sex. Excuse me, everybody.
So he invited what he thought was a 15-year-old boy over to have sex.
So it was like a...
Right. So he posed as the
Sting.
as a 15-year-old boy.
This guy invited over a 15-year-old boy to have sex with him tonight. You want me to get louder? Or you want to have a conversation?
May I know the purpose of your visit?
Hey, you want me to get louder? Or do you want to have a conversation?
I like how
All right, you want me to get
fucking
loud?
Ring is like, man.
Excuse me, everybody. This guy invited over a 15-year-old boy to have sex with him tonight. Oh, you hiding up there?
Man, he's got a spotlight
The
on
cops
that
will be
dude's
here
window.
soon, scumbag.
Dang.
Good for them.
See you later, Chomo. Yeah, good for them. So anyway,
I hope he gets charged, though.
we'll find out if he does.
That sucks if there's not...
We'll find out if he does. So we are aware of the situation. The employee in question has been terminated from employment, Sony told CNET in a statement on Sunday. Now, these guys obviously would not be going after him if they did not have evidence. I guarantee you he sent dick pics. How much you want to bet?
Oh, I'm
probably.
sure there's texts.
You
or
want to see my little dick?
messages, yeah.
Or he requested pictures.
Or that.
Even still, soliciting for sex is a felony.
Yeah.
So CNET attempted to contact Cassiopo via his LinkedIn profile, but did not receive a comment.
Why didn't
What a
he-
weird avenue.
Right?
Let me go to your business profile on
Let me-
LinkedIn and say, hey, did you try to fuck a 15-year-old boy? So at the time of this writing, the former vice president of engineering has not publicly commented on the video or subsequent termination from Sony. People vs. Preds told Kotaku that its videos are posted online publicly rather than turned into police for an official investigation because the police department doesn't work with cyber groups like us, and that's when the internet takes over. However, People vs. Preds also told Kotaku that evidence has been turned over to the authorities.
Yeah, again,
So-
I think that's like you said. He either sent something or was requesting something.
Or there was definitely like recorded chats and shit. So the video, which is still publicly available for viewing, shows Cassiopo in the PlayStation 5 shirt being accused by People vs. Preds of trying to meet with a 15-year-old he met on Grindr. CNET says Cassiopo told the 15-year-old that my name is Jeff, and that Jeff gave the teen his address for the two to meet and have sex. The San Diego Police Department has received People vs. Preds evidence, but police have released no public information regarding his incident. It's still unclear if this will develop into a case, but regardless, Cassiopo is no longer a Sony employee. So, once again, another pedophile walks free for the Boogaloo Boys to go and fucking scalp. That's priority number one in Revolutionary War Part 2. We go after the pedos. Because there's no law and order. Cops ain't there to save them anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all for smoking chomos.
Yeah, no one cares about them.
No one. I can't think of anybody besides other chomos that care about chomos. But I actually did get a letter in the mail when I first moved in here that Kenosha County was releasing a registered sex offender who his charges were assault on a minor with a high likelihood of reoffending, and he had been in prison for 15 years.
Yeah.
And this was like his 4th offense. You want to know where he put him? They put him. There's apartments that are up the road, right?
Yeah.
Right across the street from an elementary school. Yeah, I know. I had drill that weekend, so I couldn't go to the city hall meeting over this because there was a city hall meeting, and people were outraged. I even went on the Facebook group to like look at this. People were like, "Why would you move this guy
across from a school?
Like not even just one school, 2 schools?
Well, yes,
because there's a high school next to that school.
Yeah.
So, they said, and they didn't give the specific location. But they said on the block of 22nd and 85th, which is that intersection where those apartments and that school is. So it's like, okay, so you literally put him somewhere on that corner, which I guarantee is those apartments over there because that's where, the low income apartments.
Yeah.
Right across the street from an elementary school where you can see the playground, the parks, all of it.
Fantastic.
You're right. And everyone's like, why the fuck would you put him there?
No one thought of this.
No one. Apparently, no one thought of this. Of course, no one thought of this. Why would they? But yeah,
Jesus.
So that's the story of Jeff. I said, my name's Jeff. You seen 22 Jump Street?
Oh yeah.
You got my reference, right?
Definitely.
Have you seen 22 Jump Street?
It's been a long time.
It's time for us to go down that rabbit hole. This
the
wine
first one
is
again.
fucking better and better as I drink it.
Yeah. Okay.
Alicia's never seen me drunk. Tonight might change that.
I have not.
I mean, she has, but I wasn't really drunk.
Yeah.
So, how much longer do you have?
Yeah.
It's 7:45.
If you're gonna show me something, you might as well.
Okay.
All right.
Oh God.
Well,
I'm scared.
So, this is the moment y'all been waiting for, is when I get to show Alicia and Nelson the fun parts of the internet, right? Okay, so
Oh, you're gonna go full
this is
screen.
called this is called
What is it called?
2 Kids in a Sandbox.
No kids involved.
There are no children involved. I will say this. This is an adult woman and an adult man.
Thank you.
It's just the name of it. Okay, you ready?
Does it have to do with? I mean, I'm not a man, but that looks really painful.
how do you even work up to that?
Oh, it's like splitting.
Yeah, I see that.
How do you even work up to that? Like, who got you there?
Well, you ever heard of sounding?
No.
Purposefully, like.
Putting rods up your penis hole.
That's not okay.
So for those that don't know what's going on, this chick is putting a dildo in the guy's pee
Pretty
hole.
large. Well, for his.
A rather sizable one.
Yes, for his.
It's about like that. It's about like that big around.
mean-
I want to say.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here.
That wasn't that long. That was okay.
No, it was short.
That's fine.
It was short.
And I'm not a man, so I really don't like feel the.
So.
I mean, it looks bad, but.
So think about where you pee.
I
out
know,
of.
it looks
That's where
painful.
That's where she's putting it.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Like-
she knows where that's going.
I know, but she's like, I'm not a man. I was like, yeah, but
Well,
think
I
about where
mean,
you
I
urinate from,
guess.
and that's where that's going. Like,
All right, so this one's
Yeah.
called One Priest, One Nun. Basically, is
Jesus.
I've known it always as Church of Fudge.
God.
I've never.
All right.
All right. Oh, cool. It's there.
Thumbnail.
Ihr Fleisch muss gereinigt werden. Ja.
Oh mein Gott,
They
Schwester.
can't hear that, right?
Schwester, nein, was tun Sie? Was tun?
Wir werden jetzt gemeinsam. Alles Böse wird aus ihnen herausströmen.
Gottes Hilfe. Mit Gottes Hilfe.
Are they talking in German?
Yeah, the German.
Oh, okay.
Ja.
You hear the music?
Yes, I hear it.
Nine Festa 9.
Jesus. Oh my god. Jesus.
Are you guys talking about the Prince Albert? Kinda. Welcome to the Blacklisted Gaming Podcast, everybody.
My man really just dropped a log in her mouth.
Now, you being a corpsman, is that pink eye?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Ugh.
Continuing.
Bacterial pink.
Yeah. Let me just smear it all over my face. Like, I don't have to just eat it. Let me just...
Again, I don't know how we get here. Like,
I don't either. It was very fast. There was no, like, lead up.
no, I meant like it's just like, how do you have that many problems that this is what you do?
What is it with Germans and pooping on each other? Did you hear him fart on her face?
Yes.
I was more concerned with the log that came out.
Yeah.
No, here,
It's
listen.
really... I don't need a replay.
Sure you do. I don't want to play it all over again.
Yeah.
Not worth that.
It's not worth that at all. You ever seen Tub Girl?
No. I've never seen any of these. Ah! That is really fucking sick. And it's, why is it all liquid?
Because she's having diarrhea. What do you think diarrhea is?
Or
hey.
she's giving herself like an enema to reproduce
Oh, sure. That makes more sense.
Yeah, but why is it brown?
this. What?
because
there's
you
still
still have-
shit in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you shoot water all the way up there?
There's still poop in there. Let's see what else is in there. Obviously, you've seen One Man, One Jar.
yeah,
That's old.
that's old.
That's old. Let's see. There was another one here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, cool. This one.
Is that another jar? With the...
That one's like really weird.
What is wrong with this guy?
He's got a screwdriver in his pee.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, God, you gotta do it full screen.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's far away. Maybe his eyesight's not good. Oh!
How is this like?
Why do people do these things for
You
fun?
just wrecked that.
Like I guess my thing that I don't understand is that you can only do this kind of stuff so often. So even if you are,
I was gonna say, or just once, or
So
else
even if you
totally
are,
fuck
like-
up your
it would be
shit.
like it normally would be like a one and done, right? You'd think. Oops, I didn't want to play it again. But yeah, like I don't get it.
like I don't understand how you get to that point where you're like, yeah, this is something that.
Why does
I
it say
like to
average
do.
internet user? I'm curious that one. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh no.
Do not watch this.
That's the title.
I know. I don't really know what's going on here. There's a countdown for this
I'm
one.
scared. Oh.
Oh,
What is
okay.
that?
Jesus.
I'm gonna take a guess that is a really large sex toy.
Well, obviously, I'm not talking about that.
Oh yes, this guy. I remember this guy. His mouth's open.
Yeah, I can see.
Hey, but on the bright, Jesus.
Oh,
Hey, but on the breast, Jesus.
On the bright side, at least he's got goggles on, so there isn't pink eye.
But what about the ingestion part?
I mean, listen, man. Some people.
he's
are gonna
obviously
Die.
enjoying it.
Some people are gonna die, and I'm just okay with that.
Oh, they put it in slow motion and everything. You good?
Anyone else see how like monstrous size that clit is above him though?
What?
That clit is huge. That's bigger than the priest's penis we saw earlier. Like, damn.
Are you sure that that's what you think it is?
Say, are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm like squinting to look, but I don't want to look.
Oh my god.
Oh, and now he's. Oh god.
He's
Jesus, dude.
fuck.
How do you even find out that you're into this? Like, if like,
That's
how
a
do you get to
good
that point?
fucking
How do you get to
question.
that point?
Like, when does sex stop being fun to the point where it's like, just shit in my mouth and let me eat it? Like, what? Why is that? Where does that come into
Or
play?
like, yeah, I'm gonna abuse my penis so bad to where it's probably gonna stop working. Like,
fruit launcher.
yeah, I just noticed that happens in the video. And I was like,
Enormous.
I can't. What the fuck?
Oh my god. What is that?
She's pooping out an orange.
Why is there an orange up there in the first place? A
Why do-
full
Oh,
orange.
that's what you're asking now after all of the stuff that we've seen?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Listen, you got to think she's never actually been on.
I'm.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that one. Oh, cool.
What is that? What is that? Oh, that's her butt.
Are they transferring poop?
Yeah. Why?
You ever wonder what like?
Surprisingly, this is the least gross thing that we've seen so far.
I get, yeah.
We are literally only 20
Never mind.
seconds in.
Oh.
But like,
Never mind.
but I was just saying, like, that is like, if you're gonna put poop anywhere, put it where more poop goes.
Yeah.
Again, how
Not that.
could you imagine like being any of these women? Like, my
But
life has
why?
gotten so low that I'm now going to eat poop.
We'll give you each $100 to do that.
Ooh.
You've heard of the blue waffle, right?
No.
You've never heard.
You've
of
never
blue
even
waffle? Oh
heard
my
of the
God.
blue waffle?
Pull it up.
The only thing that I've heard of is 2 girls, 1 cup. Ah! What the fuck is that?
It's a blue waffle.
What's wrong with it?
It's blue.
Why is it blue? And why are there so many?
Yeah, look at here. Look at here.
Yeah, I know.
Look at
Why?
Here. Look at there. That's called herpes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Like, it's
It could
probably...
be other. It could be other things too.
My
but-
pee burns just looking at it. Mud monster?
Oh God. What is this?
Don't know.
I don't even like. I guess it makes me more suspicious though. What's wrong with his gut?
Where's
What's that green stuff?
On the bright side, like I've not seen poop that bright green, so like at least it's not poop. Not yet, anyway.
Doesn't appear to be audio on that.
I mean, I guess there's some men who masturbate out there by doing this. Like,
I'm
I mean,
getting-
it happens. I
Hey,
guess,
anyone else,
like,
anyone getting some like Buffalo Bill vibes off this guy?
a little bit.
Where it's just like,
I was thinking some Nosferatu vibes, but
I was thinking like John Wayne Gacy or some shit.
Look at that. Oh my god, his
Look at his
face.
face.
that is a troubled man.
Part of me wants to like take this, crop it from the shoulders
Or
up, and make it into an alert. Just so that people can see that scary fucking serial killer face.
That was a weird one.
Oh my god.
It wasn't even that
My
gross, it's
face
just
in
weird.
these videos are really funny.
Some of them are funny.
No, I'm
Some of
saying
them really
my
aren't.
face.
Oh, is this has Mario music? No, it doesn't.
What is that going
That's-
in there?
that's
Is that
a
a
nub.
leg?
That's someone's amputated leg. Wait, hang on. Is the Mario music playing?
I mean, so you have a gay lover, I guess, but like, how did that conversation start? Hey, so I know
They
normally,
had to have been into
normally you
amputees.
just fuck me, but like, put your amputated leg in there. Try that.
You said you've heard of Two Girls, One Cup, right?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Pull it up.
You've never seen it? Perfect.
No, look at the screen.
Come on, you've already come this far.
I know.
Didn't you say they were making new content?
They're still alive.
Blech. It's really a big poop.
The fact that they're still alive is shocking.
Why does she keep doing that
Watch.
with her mouth? Why?
I wonder how you get past the gag reflex. How do you like get to the point
Gone.
where you're... Jesus.
Ah,
But like,
that is
I
so
just,
nasty.
It's so like questionable.
Oh, let me just throw it up.
We gotta get the icing on the
That's
cream.
probably the legitimate healthiest thing she could have done right now. Is just throw up what she fucking ate.
Why is their shit like so liquidy?
Well, that was because she vomited, so that wasn't
No,
like.
no, before.
And before this shit wasn't watery.
It was liquidy.
My non-reaction to this is concerning.
Yeah, it's it makes me think where I've come as a person to where like you watch a lot of
What's
these.
worm gush?
Disturbing.
What's up?
Oh, it doesn't work.
It's disturbing.
Whip crack? That doesn't work either. Walk the dinosaur? Alright, what's up
Thank
here?
God that doesn't work either.
That one works.
What is it called?
Jump scat?
Jet.
Well, they record that on a fucking...
Flip phone?
No, they record it on a calculator or something.
Where's his... What is that?
That's a small penis.
Is that it? That's all... Oh, no, that's not it. This is a long one.
What's happening?
I don't know. It's like some kind of, like, turkey baster. Where there's, like...
Oh. Ah. Where's that?
So they turkey based it into her ass?
I can't see it.
Was
I
that
mean-
because she couldn't feel his dick, or like?
That is a turkey baster.
Yeah, that actually is a turkey
Yeah.
baster.
I was correct, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm... It's like, why do I know that?
She can poop back out?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is like, oh, it's better quality when you zoom out. Why?
Just in time.
It's like,
Why does it look like her asshole has a nose?
I don't know. Why do people like that?
Yeah, I don't understand
Part of
like what the appeal is.
I'm watching Alicia's soul die a little bit at a time.
Oh god, the Pain Olympics. Oh my god, I remember this stuff.
No. Is that a knife?
Yeah. This is how the transition procedure happens.
No, it is not.
At least you put a tourniquet on. So he doesn't bleed out.
I mean, I guess.
Should I spare you?
These are so gross. He didn't.
Oh, that's not it. It's not done.
That's not done. That's gross.
This is one of those things where it's like,
Why?
what do you have to be on to do that?
Why would you even want it? Oh.
Blop. It's exactly what you think it is. Blop.
Why would you want to do that?
Meth.
Drugs. Mostly.
Anyway, honey.
Deep psychosis.
Hey, I warned you.
I know.
I told
She
you.
still looks like she's not
I
really made
listen.
it.
I warned you.
I know you did.
And I
It's
told
fine.
you, I'm like, I will spare you from such things, and you were like,
It's fine.
well, no,
I
I'll
will
do
live.
it.
I will not unsee it.
Your face. I've been sitting here watching her, and slowly but surely, like the spark of light that I've fallen in love with, just dwindles more and more as I show her each thing.
It's fine.
Because now she's thinking, how did you find this? Right?
Because you're kind of fucked up. Wow. To want to see that.
Oh, I didn't want to see it. I just was curious. I'm like, what does that mean?
I was not curious.
Oh yeah, being in middle school and someone's like, oh yeah,
I was not curious.
Go look up what a blue waffle is, and then you go home. You like
Yeah,
look up
like
blue
people
waffle
would
and you're
troll
like,
each other
oh,
with it.
shit.
Really?
Yes, because it's
Okay, girls did not do that, so.
well, because you're girls. Guys like to fuck with each other by showing them shocking things. I haven't shown you the corn cob.
Or, oh,
No. Is that one even more disturbing,
Show her the
or
corn
just
cob.
as disturbing?
show her the corn cob.
Just do it.
Well, fuck it, you're here now, huh?
Might as fucking well.
Your shit's gonna be so fucked
I know. Why aren't you on incognito mode?
because it doesn't matter. This is actually for work.
This technically, yeah, this is kind of my job now.
I am so sorry, FBI person watching.
No,
this
I'm
right
not. Fuck him. He's spying on me. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, if you're gonna spy just enough to see the fucked up shit, but not see that we're doing this like for a
Well,
video.
they know,
fuck
but still
you.
they're like,
fuck
Jesus.
You.
It's here somewhere. There it is.
Shit.com.
No, it's heavy R. There it is.
I just saw the name though. It was shit.com.
Oh, that's a corn cob.
Right, and this is an ad.
Gotta love them porn ads.
That's the girl from once.
All right, here we go.
So yeah, it started out like this, and so I was like, hey,
Okay, it's just
like
porn.
like I was like, hey Brock, like we're pretty cool, man, but I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, and then she does this kind of stuff.
What if that breaks? in
Oh,
there?
it never breaks.
Really?
It never breaks.
A corn cob?
Yeah, that doesn't break. All right, so she's doing that,
Okay, that's fine. That's
and
normal.
then she's doing that.
And then it just gradually like becomes worse.
It truly does.
Oh.
Now, you as a woman,
Ugh.
I want your input on this. I mean, him as a corpsman, he's already given me his input. It's psychosis for sure. So,
Because
What,
you'll see.
sticking a corn cob up your butt, or what?
I mean,
or the
partially, but
oh,
What?
partially it gets worse.
like that's an infected batch.
that
right
is
there.
very infected. Why would you do that?
Like,
That
that's
is
a-
why they say wipe from the front to the back.
She doesn't care clearly.
Obviously, fucking not.
like
More flavor, baby.
Like
Did she put that in her mouth?
100%.
I just didn't understand. Like, why would you want to ruin your vagina like that?
No.
Though? Like, because we all know that shit don't work anymore. And then here's the other part that got me my first time watching this. Where did she get more poop from? We already saw her take a whole ass shit. Where did the poop come from? You already pooped.
She's taken a larger shit than I've seen anybody take, including myself.
I was
That
gonna
is a
say.
pile. That's a cow pie.
And then she like continues to get more shit throughout the video. And I'm like, is someone giving you poop like as you go along?
Nelson's clear out of your league, Brock. How did someone like you get a man like that? There you go. Look.
Ah!
Very nice. Again, it's just like, where's all the poop coming from? Like,
Obviously, from her.
I mean, I guess, but like, how long, like, to plan for it to have this much poop? How long did
I
you
don't
not
know.
poop for to get
Do you
this
know
much?
how long?
I gotta hold it for
porn
this
stars-
video.
Right? Like, what?
Do you know how long they prep for this shit?
Oh, then there's that.
And then she eats the corn.
Let's leave the garden.
Oh my god.
And then now I just don't like. I feel so bad for her body because that is like,
Well, she obviously has no regard for
Like
her
I've
body.
said, can you imagine someone's like coming to the clinic and says, "Doc, I have this issue." How did you get this issue?
God. It's just so bad. Like,
All right.
I don't get it.
I've tortured you all enough. Nelson, are you sticking around or?
I am currently seeing about that.
Well, we're about to get into the Bungie topic, everybody. Now that I've tortured everyone properly,
Very.
let's cleanse the palate, shall we? Let's cleanse the palate. You want to cleanse the palate? Let's cleanse the palate with injuries.
With what?
This one.
I hate injury videos.
I can't. Oh god, some of the injury videos do.
I
It
hate them.
hurts.
Oh, watch. I can actually show this one.
I think
Yeah.
I've already seen this too.
Son. Yeah, come on, Big Pete. Let's go. Big Pete, get up on them turnbuckles, boy.
His body just broke in ways that are unnatural.
My man just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna jump down with
He's
straight
like,
legs."
look at this guy. He's like, woo!
Oh my god.
He turned it. He went from a fucking pro wrestler to a grasshopper real quick.
Very fast.
Literally. Ugh. How does that cleanse the palate for you?
How does it cleanse the
It's
palate
kind
for
of
me?
funny to see some fat fuck get up there, jump off the turnbuckles, try to land with straight legs, and think that everything's gonna be okay. You're like, Oh, the top one. That's fantastic. Good
This
stuff.
one?
Yes, do it.
No.
You dropping your own logo.
This guy?
Yeah, no. Hold on. Just wait for it.
You gotta. What's going on here? Red Bull astronaut stunt gone wrong?
Have you not seen this?
No.
Oh, this is fantastic. Good stuff. Real wholesome.
We're actually seeing one that I haven't seen. This is great.
real wholesome content of friends fucking with each other. Earth.
Oh,
You break your fucking cockstick
that dude's
right
ass
there.
went into his mouth.
Literally. He probably literally broke his butt.
Yeah, he did. He probably did.
Oh, there's another angle.
Oh god, there's another angle.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
oh.
Damn.
And you know the good news about all this is just that later in life he'll never do that again.
I mean, he
I would
Lesson-
fucking hope
you
not.
only do
Lesson-
shit like this once, and if you do it
lesson
again,
learned.
if you do it again,
something
then
wrong with you.
there's nothing. There's no helping you. Oh,
What
here's
the
one.
fuck? What is breaking your butt recovery?
That went so much better than I thought that was gonna go.
Watch.
Oh my god.
This guy's like, I can do it. Black.
He probably ripped his hamstrings.
Oh my god, no. He took that better than the dude in the wrestling ring. His he jumped like three times as high as the dude in the wrestling
Listen,
ring.
that guy. If that guy didn't come out of that not tasting iron, I don't know what the fuck, man. Like,
He handled that so well. Like, I'm very proud of that. Like, good for you, bud.
Snow Bandit. Oh, my back hurts from that.
Very, very nice.
oh shit! All right, so we cleansed the palate on that one. So let's talk about Bungie and its sexual assault problems.
Yeah.
Yay! So what's up? You
I got time now.
Okay.
And with that, I'll be right
I was gonna save that for the end. I only did it so that you could be here for it.
No, I know, but like, so I'm making fun of Curtis because Curtis has been trying to make plans with me to like actually do something to hang out for like months now.
And he's canceling on you?
Well, he canceled on me. Admittedly, he does have like a 1-year-old daughter, so she is like not being cooperative with him right now. And so, if me and like a couple of the guys go over there, his daughter's like not gonna go to sleep, so he's like desperately trying to knock this kid out.
Here's some 3 melatonin gummies.
Yeah, 100%. But like, I do understand. Like, I know that the man is, you know, like he's trying. He's just trying to work around having a baby.
Is he a single dad?
No.
No, he's not. So, like, is he married?
Mm-hmm.
And the kid won't go to sleep for mom?
I guess not. And I would, and normally I'd be like, hey, you know, why are you bitching out on plans? But admittedly, it wasn't like I invited him out to anything. It was, it was like, he was like, hey, do you want to do this? And so.
Oh, speaking of shit, like, since we're talking about games, guys, so if you have a next-gen console, like you, the new Matrix game has a playable demo on PlayStation Store right now for free.
Wow, you don't see shit like that very often.
And it's on the Unreal Engine 5.
Nice.
So if you guys are on a next-gen console, PS5 or Xbox Series X, you can actually play the new Matrix game demo. And I've seen gameplay footage of this. Yeah. It is fucking crazy.
Nice. Actually, what I've been doing a lot now is I was doing a lot of the VR stuff. So a couple, like, actually, like, 4 of the guys who I play with actually, like, got some money together and essentially mostly paid for the entire Oculus for me because they wanted they wanted me to do it, and I was like, I know it's like $300, like it's not super expensive, but like it's still $300. I didn't want to just irresponsibly just drop because.
Oh yeah, that's completely understandable.
But no, so I've gotten a few games. Most games are like $20-$30, so like it's not even that bad.
No, I want to talk to Alicia about potentially getting an Oculus. We've seen it.
It's fantastic. Like it's actually really well done.
Are you getting the Rift? Or are you getting which one?
It was the Oculus Quest 2.
Oh, I heard
because now like,
is the Quest 2 better than the Quest?
I would think so.
I mean, yeah, Quest 2
because so now my buddy had an Oculus Rift way back in the day, and because he was also in the Navy, so we played it in his room. And he needed it to set up to a laptop. Shit could go wrong. You needed to know what the fuck you were doing. He had like 15 USB ports piled up on it. I'm being dramatic, but still. But it was really complicated. And now with this one that I got, it is literally a fucking headset that goes on your fucking face and the 2 controllers, and that's it. Fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
Like, the headset does die pretty quickly, but it also charges fairly fast. So
speaking of VR. CD Projekt Red said that they are going to have, they're going to make an addition with the DLC that you can have sex with Keanu Reeves.
How does Keanu Reeves feel about this?
He loves it. He does. He actually does. Because he heard about the modders like creating mods to have sex with his character, and he thought it was fantastic. He's like, people want to fuck me, yeah. And then they got rid of it, but then now CD Projekt Red is actually going to add it. And then even better, CD Projekt Red is actually going to add VR to Cyberpunk 2077.
I don't care about that.
So that means people can have sex with Keanu in VR.
I bet he's so.
He's really happy about it. He was like, yes! In like the interview, like as he was doing an interview for the Matrix game. Yeah. And he was just like, yeah!
Oh, man.
But he's like, that's awesome!
I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess there would be that part in my brain, too, that would be like, people want to fuck me? Hell yeah.
It's like, man, people made a mod so they can have sex with my character? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
but you know who didn't make a mod to have sex with people? People at Bungie. So, let's talk...
Jesus Christ. This is the most fucking jarring segue.
The battle for Bungie's soul.
Good Lord. Fucking hell.
So the battle for Bungie's soul. Inside the studio struggle for a better work culture. How does a massive gaming company root out toxic culture, become a truly safe and diverse place to work? I'm sorry.
Apparently, if they just made mods to have sex with people, it would be fixed. But
It'd be fine. So in September, Bungie made a huge announcement. What are you going?
I'm just standing up.
Oh, everyone can see your dick.
Oh well, maybe that'll entice them to want to make mods about to have sex with me.
So in September, Bungie made a huge announcement after the developer spoke publicly about its desire to push back on toxic work culture. CEO Pete Parsons pulled back the curtain on a number. Oh, the CEO actually brought this to light on a number of new initiatives in an effort to recognize our shortcomings. Bungie would hire a diversity and inclusion director, update hiring practices, improve training and tools, allow anonymous HR reporting, and end forced arbitration. The announcement was lauded across the industry, appearing to be a set of proactive, forward-looking moves amid industry-wide working conditions and scandals. The response, by the way, this article is from IGN. The response from within the company was different. Many of its current and former employees felt that their experiences at the company, going as far back as 2011,
but I also got short shorts.
and as recently as this year, dramatically clashed with Bungie's virtuous self-portrait. While some praised the news, for many others, hiring D&I director and ending mandatory arbitration and all employee contracts was far too little, far too late. For others still, it was only one step on a long journey to a potentially better future with roadblocks remaining along the way. IGN has spoken to 26 current and former employees that have worked at Bungie within the last decade. Their accounts in the studio's work culture encompasses a wide range of experiences. They span overt sexism, boys club culture, as frat boy culture, crunch, and HR protection of abusers, as well as more complex stories of microaggressions. Microaggressions are weird. I'm sorry, but they are. Like,
What do you mean?
well, because if you misgender somebody, that could be considered a microaggression, and even if you don't intentionally do it.
I mean, no, that shit's bullshit. Fuck that.
Systematic inequalities and difficulties in being heard. However, the interviewees also include a number of more recent employees who, despite their own hurts, truly believe the studio is slowly but steadily improving. So there is improvement, it's just not fast, as most things aren't.
Well, you got to think, though, even if your work environment starts to get better, the shitty people in it are going to, sure, be a little bit more well-behaved, but it's really hard to get rid of them then if they're behaving, So,
oh, shit, I lost my place. So, are candid about the immense challenge of trying to turn such massive ship into a better direction, and whose accounts of change line up with statements made by IGN and Parsons in response to his piece. Every source we interviewed joined Bungie because they wanted to be part of making video games they cared about. But all of them have been forced to grapple personality with the question, how does a massive AAA gaming company of 800-plus employees fully root out a toxic culture and become truly safe, diverse, and healthy place to work? So, there's seemingly no better microcosm for Bungie's historic company-wide cultural troubles than its narrative team, which has experienced toxic leadership, issues with crunch, and at times unmanageable separation between ideas of old Bungie and new Bungie culture. I can completely see that. And honestly, Destiny 2 struggles with such thing.
in what regard?
Just essentially like the way that they monetize shit. So then like the sundowning of all the equipment in Destiny 2. So you have like all this gear and all the DLCs that you've paid money for in the last couple of years getting vaulted and unusable, and all this new shit that you have to pay more money for is replacing it, and there's not much of it. So they're taking away all your old content and then reselling it back to you. So like, for example, I saw this. Did you play Destiny 1?
Nope.
Did you? So for you Destiny 1 players, I'm sure you will always know of the famous Gjallarhorn rocket launcher. It was the absolute meta rocket launcher for PvE. You used it in all your raids. Pretty much like Gjallarhorn was like was the one weapon that you needed to have to be in part of a raid crew, because without it, they didn't want you. It was just that good of a rocket launcher. Destiny 1, at the end of its cycle, nerfed it a bit to where it was like not as viable anymore because they had new shit coming out. Destiny 2 removed it, but they started reintroducing Destiny 1 shit and making you pay money for it, which everyone was just like, what the fuck? And now, with a new expansion coming out, there's a limited time now to where you can buy Gjallarhorn with real money. So they're selling you back a meta weapon that came from the first game in the second game. So if you want it, you got to buy it from the Eververse store, which is their in-game store, like, and buy it with silver, and there's no way to really earn it. So you have to buy this gun again, or this rocket launcher again, and this rocket launcher, and any Destiny player will always tell you Gallahorn. Everyone in Destiny knows Gallahorn. Even like Snowbandit just said, "Yep, OP as fuck." Like Gallahorn is an iconic weapon in the Destiny world. And now they're selling it back to you in Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has been out since 2017. And now Gallahorn's coming back since 2017. So 18, 19, 21. So 4 years. 4 years of no Gallahorn. Now they're starting to bring shit back. Now they're like, Gallahorn's back, baby. You got to buy it. Yeah. And it's like, wait, why do we have to buy it? Why can't we just earn it? So shit like that is like the I could see the conflict between old Bungie and new Bungie, because old Bungie is still in the ways of Halo, whereas new Bungie is in the way of Activision. Even though Bungie is no longer part of Activision, they separated about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So then, and they took Destiny, the IP, with them. So, are you okay, honey? Mm-hmm. You sure? I feel like everything I showed you is like completely ruined.
She's still contemplating life right now.
It was just really hot in here.
I know. Now you know how I feel when I stream.
I know. Fuck that.
Yeah. Bring your mic closer to you, please.
It's warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Super warm. Anyway, so back to, and more all within the last 5 or 6 years. So we spoke to a number of individuals who were close to the part of the narrative team and painted a picture of a severely divided group of whose problems were originally as far back as Destiny 1. Several sources spoke of a narrative team lead from that time who appeared to suffer massive burnout during the project, creating an increasingly toxic work environment for others on the team. Enough so that team members kept a countdown of days since his last explosion on a whiteboard. It's pretty bad when you have your employees are making a countdown to your next explosion, where it's like, we've had this many days since the last workplace accident.
I mean,
we've had this many days since our boss blew up on us.
I actually saw a really awesome meme though about it was like days since Velociraptor incidences, and it was like 243 or something, and then like it shows the guy coming in the next day 0, and then underneath it's like, we miss Dave.
oh yes, I've seen
since the Velociraptor attacks or something like that. It was awesome.
So many people I spoke with are familiar. Many people I spoke with are familiar of a story of him throwing a chair at a window because he felt others were ruining his creative vision of the game. It's a little excessive, man. You on a trend or something? And yet he stayed at the studio for several years, eventually leaving and then being invited back to do contract.
Say an anabolic steroid.
Yeah, I did. And do contract work on Destiny 2. Like, you ever seen that TikTok where it's like, he's like, people have a misconception of steroids. So he's like going over this thing. He's like, fuck, I messed it up. Fuck, I messed it up. Fuck! Like that.
No, I haven't seen that, but all right.
I will tell you my experience with steroids. I never had roid rage, but I will never do steroids again.
You were on roids?
I was.
It's just shame.
I did it because like the doctors at the clinic. Here, okay, let me go over this story.
Shame.
Because now I feel like I had to defend myself. So it wasn't because of weightlifting. I took steroids because of my back injuries from jumping. Mm-hmm. And my doctor told me, it's all in your head. All your back pain's in your head. We'll put you through physical therapy. And I'm like, it wasn't working. I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't get out of a chair, nothing. I was in so much pain. And they wouldn't send me to get an MRI because I had to go to Germany for that. And I was in Italy. So my buddy, who got blown up in Iraq and his back is all fucked up.
So they couldn't do MRIs in Italy?
No, there was no.
They wouldn't fly him.
They had to send me to Germany for it because they had to. So like they had no MRI at the clinic on base. They had no machine. The only way I could do it is if I went off base, which they weren't going to do, or send me to Landstuhl, Germany to get it done, which they weren't going to do. So they told me it was all in my head, so they put me through physical therapy. So I just saw Boss's thing. This explains why Brock has tiny balls. Listen, guys, we'll engage with you at the end of this. Okay?
Hold on a sec. So how does the chat know that you have tiny balls?
I don't have tiny balls.
That man seems very confident.
He doesn't. He's never seen my balls.
I don't know that.
I will say there's one person in this entire group that has. besides me.
Is it that guy?
But no, so like my buddy who got blown up in Iraq had a lot of back issues.
Alicia, can you back me up here? Does he have tiny balls?
I don't look at them.
What the fuck, man?
So she's saying she can't defend you.
What do you mean you don't look at them? I mean you don't look at them.
They're in a sack. I don't look at them.
You look at everything else. And I'm like, you're always just like pull the covers, like, hey,
the
and I'm like,
fucking
and I'm like,
betrayal that has just happened right now.
so, hey,
Hey, baby.
all right,
Can you
that's
at
it for
least
the
take the
episode.
knife out of his
That's
back?
enough for episode 73 of the Blacklist game.
Come
I'm just
on.
kidding. All right, so my buddy who
Oh.
got blown up in Iraq.
Yeah.
He's like, they just told me the same thing. They weren't sending me to get treatment. Take steroids because it helps the healing process, which is why it's pretty much banned in sports besides the performance enhancing part. But it also is...
apart from the fact that it's cheating, whatever.
No, fuck that. I honestly think every athlete should take steroids. Fuck it. Make all these mutants run around and
No, what I would love is I want 2 leagues for everything. I want there to be the naturals, so that way we get to see what humans can really do.
Naturals
Cool.
versus the juice.
And then I want to have an entire different league that doesn't compete together, but I want juice to the gills. Take whatever the fuck it is you want, because I want to see what kind of bionic fucked up mutant comes out after that.
It's just like racing. Like, you 2 racers have the same car with all the same parts, and you put a supercharger in one, it's going to be faster. Is that cheating?
I mean, if the other one's not supposed to have it, then yeah, definitely.
Why would they make it?
See, again, it's the same thing with racing. Like, I would like to see something. Personally, I'm not into racing,
I'm not condoning the use of steroids without a doctor's, approval and his advice.
Which is usually not what they're doing.
Which is usually not what they're doing, but they're like the testosterone injections and replacement therapies. That is done through your doctor. Don't just take fucking Tren. Tren will kill you. So anyway, I didn't take Tren.
Well, that's why all the bodybuilders die super early.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
well,
and
except
they're
for
literally dropped dead one day.
except for Dallas McCarver, he choked to death on his food.
No, that's sad.
Yeah, it was really sad. Anyway, so
Shit.
so he told me, he's like, listen, just take it. Like, you don't have to like take a lot of it, and like you just take like 1 shot a week. If you're like, I don't know, was it 10 cc's a week, which is 1 shot. So I did. I took 10 cc's a week, and then over the course of a month, my back pain just started to go away. And then I would take a month off, and then I'd do it again for a month. So that's how I did it. And it wasn't because, working out. Like, granted, yes, I got jacked and strong. But that's not why I was taking it. I was taking it because, injuries and the treatment wasn't working, and they weren't getting me help, and I just decided to take matters in my own hands, and I had a medic helping me. So it wasn't like, then eventually I learned how to, like, stick myself, stick other people.
It's really not that hard, but yeah.
I know it's not, but when you're talking to someone that's never done it before, or especially intramuscularly.
I mean, intermusculars are the easiest.
Yeah, you don't need to aim for anything.
Yeah, no, easy.
Well, except when you stick on the ass cheek. You can actually hit the sciatic nerve if you do it wrong.
It's pretty hard to do that on someone that has anything of an ass.
That's true.
I mean, the needle's like an inch long. If there's only an inch between me and your fucking sciatic nerve,
We had a guy.
you're pretty fucked.
We had a guy stick himself in the sciatic nerve.
Because he was sticking himself?
He was sticking himself, and he was like leaning over in his truck and just not looking, and he just poked himself in the nerve. And I was like, "How'd that feel?" He's like, "I was in the worst pain of my life," and I was like, "Sounds great. I'll never stick my own ass."
That sounds great. I mean, I don't know why. If you're gonna do an intermuscular shot, why would you stick yourself in your own ass? Just put it in your fucking thigh.
Right.
Because there's a certain spot in the thigh you gotta get like right on the quad.
It's really not that hard.
The other part is like you get to see
It's
it.
hard to miss, but like, come on,
Like
dude,
for me, like I had to flex, find the quad, and then just go.
You
And
had to
like
flex to find your quad?
no, I just had to flex to find the right spot on the
So
quad.
now he has small balls and
according-
doesn't do leg day.
Listen. On the medic told me, he's like, there's a certain spot in the quad that's the most effective that is like not going to, affect vitals in ways.
Which part? Your quad's a long muscle.
Right, but he said there's a specific spot that makes it, that helps it work. So it's not like because there are ways to stick yourself wrong. So usually what you do, you stick and you draw, and if there's no blood, then you inject.
I mean, it depends what you're like, giving. It's like a whole lot of people, like, I got really pissed off when we were doing the COVID shots. So for a long time, when I got to the command here, I was doing COVID vaccines because I was up at OCS. So I've done
How did we get here?
I've done over 40,000 shots, so I know how to do it. This nurse, though, and I don't mind needles. Like, I work around them a lot when I was a quad zero, so it's like normal, like cool. This nurse here put the needle into my arm. No problem, right? Cool. We're okay. She leaves it there, slowly aspirates it, and then slowly pushes it in. I was like, lady, I got places to be. Like, fucking done.
When
like,
I had a tetanus shot,
I get dry needled, so.
Yes, she does. When I had a tetanus shot, like my nurse told me, she's like, I'm going to make this hurt. And I was like, why? Because people think it doesn't hurt, so I'm going to make it hurt. And I'm like, what the fuck? And
I tell her to leave.
oh,
Ooh,
no.
yeah, who is this?
It was somebody at fucking St. Catherine's Hospital. So, like, she gave me the injection, and she was, like, fucking moving that bitch around, like, and it was, and tetanus shots hurt. Like, I don't know if any of you guys
Yes,
have ever
I
had
have.
one. So, she's moving that fuck around. She's like, does that hurt? And I was like, I looked her in the eyes, I was like, no, doesn't hurt. She's like, oh, okay. But I was like, oh my God, you bitch. Like, she purposely made it hurt. I'm
So,
like, what is wrong with
One of the
you?
worst things ever, though, is when you hit someone's bone.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
No.
That
So
sounds painful.
they don't know. No, they don't know because there's no nerves in your bones. So when you hit someone's bone when you're giving them like a shot in the arm, they won't feel that. At
And
all.
you do because
but
you
feel it, and it is the most bone chilling thing ever because you're like thud, and you're like,
oh,
oh my God, and,
God,
and the
I
person
didn't
sitting
know
there
you-
looking at me, they're like, what? Nothing.
I'm gonna pull back a little bit. And
Nothing. And I'm like sitting there, like, wipe it off, put the Band-Aid on, get the fuck out of my chair.
Do you just like release it just a little bit?
No,
Ow?
Well, because
I
the
mean,
thing is, those needles
Or
can
do you
break.
re-stick?
If you hit bone hard enough, you could break the needle, right?
it's really hard to, like, you would really have to be fucking like doing something. Boom! Yeah, you'd have to be doing something stupid. But no, technically it can break, but it's just awful. It is the worst experience that I've ever had
You're
doing.
just like you bottom out. You're like, oops.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, it's awful, terrible.
No,
in
like
fact.
I haven't done that shit since I was in Italy. So
Shameful
why?
because you were skipping leg day and now you got.
I
small
wasn't
balls.
skipping leg day.
Apparently-
Listen. I only was going off what the medic said. Is like, there's a certain spot on your quad you got to hit, and that's why I did that. That's what he told me. Okay, what he told me. So anyway, all right,
Who put all the emojis in the chat?
Me.
chicken legs, Ben, and I don't have chicken
Spirax
legs.
said O-H.
Oh, IO. Thank you. Very, very good.
Yes.
Very good.
So let's continue with the rest of this Bungie
Thank
shit.
you. I needed to hear that.
All right, so some sources also had encounters with him during later the period that he would frequently issue narrative
Hell
direction
yeah.
despite no longer being a senior team leader, and would become very angry when he left the Destiny 2 writers were deviating from his original vision for Destiny 1. One source told a story of him yelling at her over the phone so aggressively that she was brought to tears, and she subsequently refused to be on phone calls with him without a third party present.
That's kind of smart.
Yeah.
That is smart.
This lead was not the only narrative team member impacted by burnout in Destiny 1. After much of the team left following its release, Bungie assembled a new team of Destiny 2 that, over time, became staffed by women and people of color at a ratio higher than many other teams, largely white male, at Bungie. However, it was run during this period by a series of white male leaders who, according to many other sources, made life miserable for their writers for years. Most of those we spoke to were reluctant to have these people named in an article like this, fearing repercussions for either themselves or for others who had vocally complained about perpetrators in the past. Writers wouldn't learn about changes to their work until after voice lines had already been recorded. When people objected, he told them they needed thicker skins. While majority of our how long is this? I'm tired and I don't want to read it.
I mean, to some of that, I do understand, like, getting a thicker skin, but, like, if you're fucking throwing chairs in the middle of meetings, like, you got a problem, dude.
Let's
You're
see.
showing outward signs of aggression.
So the narrative team works 60, 70, 80, and even 100-hour work weeks during some expansions, frequently with no breaks and in-between crunch periods. It's nuts. That is nuts. And this is a problem that's been very common in the gaming industry with, like, crunch. You know?
Well, definitely. Well, because unfortunately, like, I would rather them just make the games, and it's one thing to set goals internally, but, like, the issue is, I think, excuse me, a lot of them put out like, oh, it's going to come out in this summer or whatever, you know, the fuck it's going to happen.
This summer.
And so now they reach points where they're like, everyone's like, how the fuck are we going to get this done by summer?
Right.
You know what I mean? Sure, that gives you a couple months to play with, but fuck, dude, like.
One member of leadership emailed Reddit comments about these women to other company leaders in a seeming bid to tear down the narrative team because players didn't like the story. Which is true. Destiny has always had kind of a weak narrative.
Well, part of that too is also because was it Destiny the one that had the story cards?
What?
Where like the story and the
Grimoire
lore?
cards?
Yeah.
And like things that you find within the world.
Yeah,
That was Destiny
so-
1.
So that was one. I understand.
They got rid of that in
So
Destiny
I know
2.
a lot of the crunch time, it was issues of like just like poor planning, but also too there was a lot of problems as well with I've heard people were bitching about the story. They're like, why do I have to look at a card and then go online out of the game to find the story?
Yeah, I remember
Like
that. That was
that's
a
not the
huge
narrative
issue in
team's
Destiny 1.
problem, because if you're just writing the story, that's probably
Right,
not
you're
your
not
decision. You're
implementing
just
it into the game. Yeah.
you know,
Right.
no,
just
that's an
writing the lore.
upper management problem where like someone thought this was a fucking good idea. Like fuck.
I think it was like because Destiny 1, they were crunching so hard. They're like, we can't put all this narrative in the game right now. We're just going to throw them in these fucking little hidden things that you find, and then you go online and look them up. And then they got rid of that in Destiny 2, which was another problem because the narrative was like all the extra narrative things that you could find were missing. So people were like, where's the fucking narrative of this? Now we can't even find it. It's not even in the game. So then they eventually shifted to where all the narrative was in the game. Even though you had to go still find that shit, but it was in the game for you to read in the game.
Well, that's okay though. Like you can have that. It's like Doom had shit like that. Where
Yeah,
you had to go find it in the game. It
Right,
wasn't
right.
Directly presented, and that's fair because you know.
Well, it's the same with a lot like Skyrim and all that.
That's the same even too with Dark Souls. A lot of Dark Souls stuff is in the descriptions.
Right.
It's
fine.
So they have the core value that they don't tolerate assholes even if they're rock stars, but they totally do. These are the values they want to get to. All right, the rest of this shit I don't care about. But essentially what's going on at Bungie right now is that they've been shifting away from this, even though that there's been issues in the past, even up to present day. So, but they are actually pushing for a change, which is good to see. And I will say that a lot of this probably has to do with Activision, because Destiny 1 and at the very early days of Destiny 2 up until a year and a half ago, they were under Activision's umbrella. And since then have been trying to shift away from that culture because they are now their own company.
Oh, definitely. I mean, part of that too is shaking off the remnants of what was.
Right.
And those are fine, but like the fact of the fact that the company and even other people in the company, not just the CEO, who's of course going to say good things, it's kind of cool to see though that they're like, hey, it's coming along, like, that's a good thing at least.
Well, who's not shaking off the remnants of the past? Activision themselves.
Oh, by the way, here's your weekly Activision update.
Here's your weekly Activision update.
We're very happy.
I've said this before, and I'm going to use this analogy again. Someone needs to tell the board members at Activision that you only need a 6-foot grave to dig yourself in.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
and we're at 35 feet now. Like, we're literally like, it's one thing after another every fucking week with Activision.
It's because, unfortunately, like we discussed last time, the board of directors is too entrenched. They really like their buddy Bobby Cut.
Not even just that, but they keep pushing for the like we're doing change, we're gonna do things for you, and they never actually fucking do it.
Well, because why would they? It's not helping make them money, and we clearly know that that's what their only real thing is
money. And that's why I say to everybody that's watching this, stop buying Call of Duty and Activision products, because you're only feeding the fucking machine. And the more you feed this fucking machine,
that's what I said.
But people still get it. Like I said, Call of Duty is the McDonald's of gaming. It's comfort food.
McDonald's.
It's the McDonald's of gaming because it's comfort food. It's something simple and it's like it's good here and there. Sometimes it sucks. Depends on which McDonald's you fucking go to, and like it's just like depends on the day of Call of Duty. Like, do they want to fix something? Depends on the game that comes out that year. Blah blah blah. We're gonna go over these later.
Gotcha.
We're gonna go over.
See some of them pop up, and I'm like, my eyes are just at that point where I can really kind of read it from here.
Well,
but
we're gonna engage the chat
like
afterwards. So like as I was saying before, like stop playing Call of Duty. I get it. Like it's a popular
Play
game.
Battlefield instead.
No, don't do that either.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that
He's still
either.
mad about he can't zero the snipers. I'm not as much as Eldridge in terms of the whole like I love it, but like I mean I
I feel
can't.
like Doc
I can't.
is
I can't
more
improvise
like,
his voice very well.
It's funny because Doc, if you're watching this, I love you. But no, I don't like illicit bionic. Anyway, so fuck, I did it. I'm sorry. It's a bad habit.
Shame.
I read the chat. So anyway,
I read the
Doc,
Fine.
Doc, I love you, dude. But how you were treating how are you making excuses for Battlefield is the same shit that Call of Duty fanboys have done.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the issue is overall.
You're
is that
over-
They have problems that when we're addressing Eldridge here, is that he's just overlooking. He's like, oh, it'll get fixed later. I was like, no, dude. Like, it shouldn't have been a fucking problem to begin with. Like, there shouldn't have been an issue anyway.
It's like all the things.
No
and,
scoreboard?
Like all the things. Like, and you know what's fucked up? Eldridge actually saw the difference when we played Battlefield 1 because the servers were down for 2042. We went back and played Battlefield 1. He actually did get to see the things that were missing from 2042 that are in Battlefield 1.
Oh, like what?
Oh, just like more destruction,
Scoreboard,
like
yeah.
scoreboard, everything.
Oh, again, the fact that you can list servers. I can't tell you how many times we've me and my buddies when we were trying to play it, we would go into a map and it'd fuck up on the loading. Cool. Yeah, I understand that happens a lot. It's still a really new game. A lot of the servers are getting fucked up because tons of people are playing. Cool. I got that. Fine. Well, because we can't fucking browse the servers for shit that we want to play, now it'll put us back in the same fucked up loading over and over again on the
Right.
same map. And we're like, is it just recycling us back into the same fucking
It was.
game
I noticed
over
that
and
too,
over
but there's
again?
only 7 maps.
Oh, true. There's only 7 maps. Also, too, they keep playing the shitty ones. Like Hourglass was like every other fucking match.
Yeah, same with me.
Me and
It
my
was a
boy
back and
Luke.
forth between fucking Hourglass and whatever the other one was.
And like we loved like the map that we liked the most was Breakthrough. And Breakthrough was awesome. It's a good map. You know, it's a bit more open. You know, shit like that. Cool, no problem. But unfortunately, we never got it. We would never get to play on
No.
that fucking map.
So like when he played Battlefield 1, you know, there's like I can't. There's just too many to list right now. But like, not even just the zeroing and the snipers, but like the
I know.
destruction and everything else, like the leaning around corners to shoot and stuff. There's like these little things that like quality of life things for the game.
It's also kind of robotic. Have you noticed that if you go prone,
super robotic.
if you go prone or if you like crouch trying to get out of that stance, like
It's like, babe. Right?
Yeah. Well, not even just that. I mean, like sometimes it's not as responsive. Like I remember in Battlefield 1, especially if you're like going down like somewhere that's semi-open and you know that someone's shooting at you to try to get a headshot, I could go down prone and then just sprint out of it. You know what I mean? And go. But the mobility is kind of fucked in Battlefield 2042 because now you got to go through each stage to like fucking
Another thing that's missing: suppression.
suppression.
Yes,
Yeah.
suppression. The one thing where it's just like, even if like, because you know, weapon bloom. Obviously, like he said, I don't know why people are bitching about weapon bloom in 2042. We had it in Battlefield 1. On one hand, yes, we had it in Battlefield 1, but at the same time, these are World War I guns. Yeah, the weapon bloom, the guns all sucked. Unless you had a carbine or something. They all sucked. The machine guns, weapon bloom was nuts. Like, you were lucky to fucking smoke anybody with a machine gun because the weapon bloom was that bad. But at the same time, the machine gun did its other purpose of suppressing somebody.
Oh, definitely.
Whereas in this, there is no suppression.
Or a group of people as well, and like they actually made machine guns to do things like that. Like one that I remember offhand was the Perino. It was really good at just like going like down range and you know keeping people under fire the entire time because of the fact that it could reload differently. But now, if you look at the machine guns that are in 2042, you have 2 of them, which is a huge downgrade because we had an entire section of like more than 10 guns for the previous ones.
And the amount of weapons in this game in 2042 versus every other Battlefield.
There's
it's like,
2 shotguns. There's
I played
essentially 2 pistols.
Yeah, I played Portal, and I'm like, where are these? Why are these guns not in Portal? Or not in the full game? Why are these only in Portal?
Yeah, definitely. And like then they got really lazy. One of the pistols is literally just the same Glock with a fucking pistol brace on it. That's all it is. That's the only difference.
Yeah, the 2 pistols are exactly the same. The other one's got stock. It's
And then
stupid.
also too, and this is more of a nitpick. I know games do this all the time, but like putting on a pistol brace doubles the damage of the pistol. Makes no sense. That's not Battlefield 2042's fault alone. Other games definitely do that as well, but like that makes no sense. Come on, guys.
So away from the Battlefield thing, let's talk about Activision.
All right.
Because these motherfuckers like to dig themselves more and deeper grave.
At least now the chat's gonna get to see how much I like derailed Brock when he comes to
Listen,
goddamn
it's
topics.
like this every episode. And
I
it's
know.
whatever.
You and other docs.
So a message from Activision to employees: if Activision was honest. The leaked Activision email from yesterday contained a lot of corporate speak. Luckily, we have a translation here. Activision executive Brian Bullatow, I almost said potato, has sent out an email to workers urging them against unionizing. In the email that has since been leaked by employees, Bullatow fearmongers about the reality of being in a union, telling staff to consider the consequences of partnering with Communications Workers of America. Basically, you better not unionize or we're going to fucking eat your kids. Everyone at Activision Blizzard, we are working hard to create more inclusive, supportive, and reward. This is the translation of the email. And rewarding environment to our investors, for our investors. And here's the key word: a rewarding environment for our investors, the people in the stock market that make the money. They don't give a fuck about you. They never did. They never will. And thanks to us ignoring your input. Oh, this is their translation for it. I want to see the real email.
Does it even show it?
I would like them to see it. Nope,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
not.
think it's going to show the
It's
very
not.
original.
Fucking the Washington Post will really show it. Once I get rid of this gigantic advertisement. What the
Geico.
fuck? So Activision Blizzard told employees Friday that ongoing work toward improving company culture would be the best achieved without a union, according to an email shared with the Washington Post. Chief Administrative Officer Ben Bullatow sent a company-wide email in response to Activision Blizzard employees along with the Media Labor Union Communications Workers of America, asking workers to sign a union authorization card, which could eventually lead to a company-wide vote for forming a union. The company's response comes as employees enter their 5th day at work stoppage. Oh, they're in 5 days of a walkout in protest of contractor layoffs at Raven Software, an Activision Blizzard-owned studio that produces games like Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. Now to piggyback back on that, to circle back on this, what happened was that at Raven, there was a bunch of contractors that from Q&A that were sent to Madison, Wisconsin. They were promised a pay raise and a position within the company, and even relocated to another state. And then 20 of them were laid off after they were promised all this shit. They said, yeah, you're gone by January. You're gone.
Fucking why though?
That's just how it goes. And I understand
insane. That's stupid.
on one hand, me being a construction contractor, it happens there all the time. On the other hand, it's kind of fucked up that you relocate somebody and promise them the moon and then you give them nothing back. And then now they're like, okay, where do I go now? I make $16-17 an hour, like as quality assurance for this game. And now my position's been taken from me and I don't know what I'm going to do. So Raven Software employees there staged a walkout. This fucking helmet. The helmet that y'all make me wear. I'm just kidding. I love the helmet. No, I can't. I can't.
What do you mean no? You can move it.
So, all right. So the company's response comes to employers after the 5th day of work stoppage. Yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Call of Duty Warzone. The total head count for the walkout remains unclear as employees have stopped working virtually across Activision Blizzard's many studios.
Good.
So they didn't just walk out of the studio. They stopped doing shit from home. Mm-hmm. We ask only that you take time to consider the consequences of your signature on the building legal document presented to you by the CWA. Bullatow wrote in an email. Achieving our workplace culture aspirations will best occur through active, transparent dialogue between leaders and employees that we can act upon quickly. That is the better path than simply signing an electronic form offered to you by the CWA or waiting for the outcome of a legally mandated regulated bargaining process sometime in the future. Now, here's the problem.
That's so stupid.
Now, here's the problem I have with this. Okay? If you really were going to fucking do something without a union, you'd already done it. And you haven't.
Oh,
you
definitely.
fucking haven't.
Right.
In fact,
And that's
you
the
have
point of bringing in a union
exactly.
to make
And
sure shit gets done.
Because
And
he is technically right. It would totally go faster without a union, but they're clearly not going to do it.
it would go faster, but it wouldn't be on the employees' terms.
Right.
Definitely. Well, again, it's not even about the fact that everything had to be on the employee's terms. It's just the fact that I was stating that, yeah, he is technically right. It would totally move a lot faster, but it's not because their corporate and everything clearly doesn't care to do it.
It's basically Activision's way of saying, hey, we don't want you to go and sign this petition and sign this vote for a union because it'll slow down the process to where we can't get you to go, like, to get things to go our way. We don't want to be able to swindle you into whatever deal we want to swindle you into. The union's going to be there to protect you, and we don't want that there because it's going to make things slower. They have already shown so many times, especially in the last couple of months, they have no intentions of changing.
Oh, definitely. Well, we know that.
And they haven't yet, and they have no intentions of. And even state treasurers have gotten involved, threatening the pensions and everything else of the board members. Bobby Kotick, you know, and that was not a misspeak.
Yes.
He is a cuck.
Yes.
Bobby Kotick, the board members, all these motherfuckers, state treasurers are getting involved and threatening, you know, like their pension and shit, unless something changes. You got government officials, you got CEOs of other game companies, you got employees signing petitions to remove the CEO. Granted, removing Bobby Kotick is just one step in a large set of
That's not gonna
stairs.
change.
Oh, I mean, it'll set a good precedence because then it'll give them less cover at the top to act like
Right,
shitbags.
but again, the board, they're the ones that are making all the decisions.
Right.
I mean, true.
A
But
They get rid of him, sure, but they're still making the decisions.
Essentially, from the standpoint of the treasurers,
it's the first step in the
It's
process.
more than just the financial pressure. It's the public pressure that comes along with this.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
So-
if it's so bad that not only fucking, by the way, good on my boys, Sony and Microsoft are both like, hey, he needs to leave. You know, very very proud of them for that. The fact that state treasurers are getting involved at all shows a lot of what the fuck's going on there. Honestly, I hope Activision goes down.
They are on par for it. Like
Like
with
say-
all these
honestly, like
all these lawsuits that they're facing right now. Granted, they make a lot of money. They do, and this is
well, it's
why
also it's also an avalanche waiting to happen though, because sure, yeah, you know, if they get out of a couple lawsuits here or there, fine, but like as soon as one person strikes really hard and gets a completely winning case against them, it's going to show as evidence for every other case that goes on.
the only way to do it is to hurt them where it hurts most, and that's the pocketbook.
Oh, I mean, definitely. I mean, we all know that the board of directors, especially after our last conversation that got kind of in the rabbit hole a little bit, definitely, like, I mean, all his buddies who are part of the board of directors all like him because they all were making tons of fucking money
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
And that's all that they're into. And again, we also talked about how shitty it's going to be because even if Bobby Kotick gets fucking fired, his separation is still going to be millions of dollars.
Oh yeah,
Unless, you know, unless it's something like where he's going to prison.
And-
Which might be, because I mean, he does look like a pedophile to me. So
I saw somebody say that that they were surprised that there hasn't been like an event of workplace violence within Activision in light of all of this shit.
Definitely impressive, but I mean, it just depends because even if there was, we probably wouldn't hear about it right away because it's not like they're going to tell anyone.
Well, no, they're not. So let's keep going here. Let's go down more. So Bilitow wrote, under the National Labor Relations Act, the company recognized employees' right to join a union. We recognize it, but we don't want you to do that, essentially is what they're saying. Activision Blizzard's email presents a hardline anti-union message to pressure employees against supporting unionization. Of course, because big corporations like this hate unions for the sole fact they cannot exploit the workers because a union won't interfere.
I mean, that's why everyone hated unions. Fuck, I remember Whirlpool back when I worked at Whirlpool in Ohio. They, like, at my first day of like going in, because I went there for a summer job before I went to school. They were like, yeah, so we're doing great without unions. Like, unions are bad. I was like,
You're
wow,
doing great without unions.
wow.
The rest of us are fucking suffering.
Like, you know, you're telling me here that this is a union-free environment and you're fucking proud of it? Ooh, that's a bad sign.
Well, that's how it is. The company, company that's, I can't say the name of the client, but they are heavily anti-union and they are doing whatever they can.
Didn't you say that they bought the whole fucking street?
They bought the street. They even bought the houses of the people that aren't even employees there, like residents of the county. Like they bought their houses and had them move out to repurpose them so that the union can't be there. It's a whole fucking murky thing.
I almost would have said no to that. That's some sketchy
One person
shit.
did say no because they said, "Oh, you want to buy my house? Here's a fuck ton of money I'm going to sell my house for if you want it."
Oh yeah, and make it worth my while. Like you're
Literally.
gonna make me a millionaire if we're gonna do this.
So on Thursday, Activision Blizzard employees created a strike fund for workers who have been participating in the work stoppage since Monday. So far, over $200,000 has been raised. The strike fund, being listed on a GoFundMe page with a goal of $1 million, would be used to support employees during the current work stoppage as well as future strikes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Because usually if you're in a union and you go on strike, you're paid while you're on that.
Yeah, if you're in a union, right?
Company management told workers they would be paid their wages Monday through Wednesday of the walkout, but not beyond, according to the email shared with the Post. Workers continuing to strike Thursday onward would either won't receive pay for those days or will have to use their own accrued paid time off. The video game industry of the United States is not unionized, so a move to get workers to sign union cards is notable. It brings Activision Blizzard workers one step closer to organizing, although those who sign authorization cards are not obligated to join a union and can withdraw their cards if they change their mind. So one current Activision worker spoke on the condition of anonymity for fear of retaliation. It's so bad that you see this all the fucking time that these people want to say more, but they don't want their names put out there because they are in so much fear of retaliation. I mean, after all, the CEO did threaten to get his assistant killed for reporting the fact that his pilot was,
But he was
harassing her.
He was just
But
upset.
he was upset and he regrets it, and it was out of proportion.
and he was exaggerating.
Fuck you,
God.
Bobby.
Fuck that guy.
I hope to God someone finds kitty porn on your computer. Anyway, do we want to work for a company that has a history of not only sexual abuse but protecting abusers, but also sporadic layoffs that may hit us at any time, especially as a contract QA worker? Or do I risk losing my job to try to make a change, she said. The GoFundMe page was created by Blizzard senior test analyst Jessica Gonzalez. I think she left, too. Who told the Post she was giving her 3-year-old child a bath while organizing a strike fund gaming messaging app in Discord. The effort coincides with Thursday's Game Awards, a significant annual red carpet event for the games industry in Los Angeles. Workers planned 2 events to coincide so as to draw the most eyeballs to the cause. Workers deserve better, and Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick is continuing to ignore us, which is true, Gonzalez said Wednesday evening. Gonzalez announced her resignation from the company in late November. Her last day is Friday, which was last week Friday. At Blizzard, groping free... no, it's something else. Activision Blizzard workers have walked out 3 times in 5 months since the gaming company was sued late July over sexual harassment and gender-based discrimination allegations. The third walkout, which is ongoing this week, has no set end time, and the first to occur over multiple days. Over 60 workers at Raven Software, an Activision Blizzard-owned game studio, walked out of work Monday in protest of their parent company laying off 12 studio quality assurance testers on Friday. Hundreds of workers across Activision Blizzard joined Raven Software contract. How long is this? All right, we're almost done. Fuck. So, Activision Blizzard continues to show us all how not to effectively manage business, and as a longtime Blizzard player, it breaks my heart. And as a trade unionist, it's pretty infuriating. But I think the latest controversy at Raven... I just realized that I don't even have the article up. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway.
Oh, well. You're reading it.
Yeah, I am.
But now they can see that.
Now they can see it.
for the
At
quote
Raven,
today.
entirely self-inflicted management's part, the CWA organizing director Tom Smith, who helped the strike fund effort, their only path forward for the company is to meet righteous demands laid out in the original walkout and commit higher labor standards, which
Righteous
center
demands.
workers having a meaningful voice in all company matters. Activision Blizzard did not respond to a request for comment for the post. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. So essentially, we will see just how drastic the changes are at ActiBliz. Like I said, I still predict around the holidays, Bobby Kotick, especially if it's not by the holidays, it's definitely going to be by the new year.
I was thinking it was going to be about around the new year. I think that he's going to step down because things are getting too bad, you know, or that he's not going to because they're trying to feel it out.
I'm so
right now it feels like
shocked.
Activision and Blizzard is just like trying to wait for people to stop talking about it.
And they're not going to.
Well, it's also hard.
I hope
it's
not.
also hard for them not to stop talking about it because it's not like, oh, bad thing happened, and then it like nothing happened for a while.
Yeah.
It's like we said, your weekly Activision update because there's always something new.
There is always something, and they're always doing something shady.
Yeah,
And it's like you are literally drawing so much attention that if you think Activision,
Ubisoft
if you think this
can
is
go
going
bad without no one knowing because that's how fucked up.
well,
you are.
Ubisoft went bad, and like that was covered like over a year ago, and because Activision has been fucking up so hard recently, all the other shit's kind of gone quiet, and all eyes are on Activision, and yet here we are. Bobby Kotick's still CEO of Activision, and it's just nothing's going to change unless they do a complete board reset and get rid of Bobby Kotick. They need to do something. Someone needs to do something.
I definitely think this could take down Activision. That's how bad this is.
I'm surprised it already hasn't. I still see everybody that I've ever networked with and played with, and all the streamers that I know, they all still play Call of Duty, even though they've said, man, fuck Activision for this. Anyway, Vanguard, there's a new Warzone map, and I'm like, yo, stop playing it. You're feeding into it. The more you play this, the more you feed into it. If the workers are stopping work to stop development and updates are going to roll out slow because of this, why are you going to play it? Why are you supporting it? Stop supporting it.
I definitely agree. I mean,
I don't know, man. It's just one of them fucking things. But listen, we're going to wrap this up for the YouTube chat. If you guys are here from the stream, we are now going to get into our entire QA section, and we're going to talk to the chat, get your guys' input on every single topic we talked about, and we're going to discuss the entire episode. And this is what we're going to do. So, Nelson, thanks for hanging out. My lovely lady Alicia, thanks for co-hosting. I love you. Bionic, don't worry. Even though you missed most of it, man, it's going to be on YouTube, so don't even stress it. So anyway, we're going to stop the recording, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next week of the Blacklisted Gaming Podcast. I'm thinking about actually doing a live episode at least once a month.
nice.
It's
kind of fun.
It is fun. It's interesting. I want to try to grow more of an audience. Get more people in here to see this.
I think it's also kind of nice too because it'll let your audience not see as much filtered stuff because then they'll just see how.
The
we go
problem
through the
is,
topics.
what will Twitch kick me off for? What will I get in trouble at Twitch for? Well, I mean, I didn't show anything.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Nothing was shown.
no.
I mean,
So anyway, YouTube, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.